Oh man, the backstage conversations.
Oh man.
welcome everyone to the 64th edition of the Home Theater Hub. As you can see, we got a packed house tonight. So, welcome back, Mr. Ike. How are you, sir?
I am doing well, doing good. How about yourself?
Doing well. You know, I'm actually gonna steal Paul's thunder here today.
Modelo.
I'm gonna steal his thunder for today.
Yeah, at least nothing with the name of a fruit on it.
It's been one of those weeks, so I think I'm gonna partake in a little adult beverage today.
Nice.
Oh,
So
I'm doing just some seltzer, low key. You know, can't drink too much after. You know.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that.
That was a tough game.
yeah.
I was gonna get to
Do
that.
you need therapy?
I would, and you know,
Who wouldn't?
I still do.
Yeah.
And my team didn't even make it to the AFC championship, so I still need therapy about that.
As much as I wanted them to lose, I didn't want it to be that bad. It's like, golly. That was,
Wanted to at least be entertaining.
Yeah, it's like, can we at least?
It was entertaining for the Philly fans, but
yeah,
it was a shellacking.
That reminded me of the game when I went, and I'm gonna rub this into Chuck because he's a big Buck fan. If he's out there watching, I went to the Bucks game in Tampa, and my Ravens were up 33-0 in like the quarter and a half. So it was just shellacking. So
Yep.
But yeah, man. So we got Michael back again. Thanks, Mike, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again. Pretty good week, I guess. Parents came to visit for a couple of days, Sunday and Monday, and watched the second half of the Super Bowl. Had to work the first half and watched Juror number 2 on Monday.
Oh, that's a good movie.
So, yeah, they really enjoyed it. So yeah, good time spent with the family. That was all I got to watch this week. I didn't have the Monday marathon that I do sometimes. So yeah.
And what about you, Paul? How was your week, sir? I know you introduced your salsa water today.
Yeah, you know, it was good. It's been busy. Long story short, we're trying to do an 8-month minimum 8-month project they wanted to do it in a week, and I'm not even exaggerating.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so you can imagine the stress level that is.
Wow.
You know, it's like, okay, sure, we'll be right on that.
And we were talking about centerfold. I guess Paul was talking about centerfold last week, but we actually do have the Centerfold Home Theater from the AVS Forum, from Home Theater of the Month, Mr. Terrence. How are you, sir?
Good.
good. And your partner in crime over there, what's his name?
Mario. How you doing?
Mario, welcome, Mario. Mario and Terrence. Appreciate you guys joining the show.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Good. I'm already liking what I'm seeing behind there. We got that Dolby Home Cinema sign. Man, I'm enjoying that already. So I know we're in for a treat for this one.
Yeah.
Nice.
So how was your week, Terrence? Pretty good week. I know we don't know you, but if you wouldn't mind, introduce yourself and tell us where you're at in this country.
All right. Well, my name is Terrence. I am in Georgia, in a small town about an hour outside of Atlanta called Brazelton. So yeah, that's where I hail. Been here for pretty much all my life. Atlanta is the second home, originally from New York, but as you can see, I still represent the whole team. And like a lot of you guys, my team was sitting on the couch watching it like me. So we have some struggles right now.
So the question is it Jets or Giants?
Oh, this is Giants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
I'd rather sit on the couch than get that whooping, man.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
All
I
right,
hear
sit on
you.
the couch.
Be a Paul Roach.
If only I could get my quarterback to shut up after that game, because man, I don't know what that dude is saying. But talking about saying it's almost cowboy time. Shut up.
Yeah. No. I guess there's been some good movement in NFL, but we're not here to talk about the NFL. We're here to talk about home theater, right? So, any new updates in the theater? I see we got this YouTube sign hanging behind you, Ike. That's something new.
I know, right? It's a little gift from the wife. So
Nice.
I guess she's pushing my youth career to go harder. But yeah, it was a little surprise from her. And then I finally got this.
Oh, you got your 3D glasses.
Yes, I do.
Oh,
all
yes.
the way from Deutschland, all the way from
you
Germany.
had to buy those from a thrift store?
No, this came all the way from Germany, bro.
Where'd you get those things? A museum?
And it cost
or?
euros to get. And I got 2 of them.
So what made you choose those glasses?
I went to one of the DFW get-togethers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they have in Kansas City. The very first one that I talked about, and this was one of the glasses that he had because we did a demo of his 3D, which finally got me hooked on 3D. And he had one of those glasses. Of all the different ones he had, this was the one that I tried and I really liked it.
Okay, so you tried multiple pair then?
Yeah, he had about 3 or 4 different
Oh, you might have to send me that
options.
link then. How much were they?
I can't remember. Not that cheap, but my wife is watching. I'll text it to you.
My bad.
But yeah, they're from Germany. It took a while.
I wouldn't think they would be that much.
Put them on Front Street like that.
The JVC ones are like $190 a pair.
Yeah, it's a little cheaper than that. So,
Okay.
yeah. Now they do have options that are way cheaper than, more expensive than this, but I just went for what I've tested out
Oh, really?
for a few minutes. Yeah, I just
We're
went
gonna
for.
have to take a look at that later on because I want to see what could be more expensive, and what those options are.
Yeah, I'll provide a link to the site. I can probably just open it too. It's not like I'm making an unboxing video today.
Let's do an unboxing of the unboxing.
That's not bad. I mean, if
Bruno
you like them,
from Brazil, thank you for joining us, sir.
Yeah, see, the seal still has the seal on there, Paul. Just a hater. There you go. So welcome to my unboxing.
I'm disappointed that you actually like 3D now. I like to add another fan to 3D, but I had my sights set on that Arvolution player,
4K player, right?
4K player, because that actually plays full frame 3D, and the newer one, the 8K one, plays top and bottom and side by side. So I wanted to see the difference, but I'm imagining that I got no chance of you shipping that thing to me now.
I'm capable of surprises.
So how about you, Terrence? Do you partake in 3D movies? Do you like 3D movies?
No, I did, but I just gave up on it, man.
Okay.
Yeah. As a person, especially as a person who wears glasses, I gotta put glasses on top of glasses. So and then with the introduction of 4K and HDR, I prefer that, as the resolution, as the video quality got better, I just felt there wasn't really a need of it. And the 3D was kind of inconsistent. When it's done right and not gimmicky, it's awesome. Like
right.
For example, Kong Skull Island, that was done very well.
Yeah.
But then you get a movie and it's like it's just
Look
way
at those
too
cool
much.
Modis right there. He's got them cool Modis on. I'm sorry to cut you off, Terrence.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Welcome to the Goofy Show, Terrence. It's how much we like to have fun.
So yeah, like you said, Skull Island was done very well. I have to agree with you on that. Any other ones that you can remember that you liked?
The Walk, that was really done well.
Yeah, The Walk is awesome. Yep. The
Um,
movie not so much, but
not so much, but the 3D was done.
The 3D was done
very
really well. Yes.
I can't. Those are the only two that really just. I think one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones was. I can't remember which one it was, but it was done pretty good. But then some of them was just when there's a lot of fast move. It's like when they throwing too much stuff at you, and it gets to a point where it's just like, okay, we know it's 3D, but you don't have to show us that it's 3D.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole it takes away from the whole point of it being 3D. So
I tell you, I was watching. I have a 65-inch Samsung in my bedroom, and I have it's 3D. It'll play 3D. It's one of the last TVs that'll play 3D. It's one of the first 4K TVs by Samsung, and I have the Sony. I think it might be Sony. Yeah, Sony Blu-ray player, and I was watching Deadpool Wolverine in that. Man, I'm telling you what, it was so crispy. I thought it was 4K. That's how good that thing looked, man. I was overly impressed with that, and it wasn't gimmicky like you said. It just brought stuff off the screen. You didn't have a lot of stuff flying at you, but it looked phenomenal. It really did. It really did look really, really good. So, those of you guys that think 3D is dead, it's still around. So
it's huge. It's huge in overseas. It's not going anywhere. There's no signs of it slowing down. But that's probably you're gonna have to import most of your titles for it. But
and that's what I had to do. I think I paid like $70 for that Deadpool Wolverine. But it came with the 4K disc too. So that's the good thing about it. It came with the 4K disc also. So you get both of them compared to here. You would now they used to pack the 4K and the 3D all together for like $29, but they stopped doing that. So, but yeah, so those glasses definitely look interesting. Like I
like them. They look good. I tried the brand. It does look like the handle is kind of flimsy, but I mean, for kids, I really want my kids to try this out. So probably this weekend, I'll get them to try some demo and just freak out.
And you got the 3D emitter last week, right?
Yeah, I did. And it's still not even open. It's still sitting in the box because I was waiting for the glasses to come in. And now that we have the glasses, I'll find something to do this weekend, yeah.
No, the question is, do you have content?
I think I have one or two. That's about it. And then I know, I will be getting content from somewhere in Florida. So,
but yeah, no, I was just curious if you had anything on hand, that right on hand for that. So, Terrence, give us a little bit about yourself. What got you into home theater? What's the history behind that? What got you into making this journey from the beginning to being the AVS Forum Home Theater of the Month? What month were you the Home Theater of the Month also?
So the month it turned out, I thought it was going to be January when he initially said that I got the acceptance for that honor. So, but he said it was a bonus. So we're making it a dozen for 2024. So December. So it's 2 theaters for December, mine and someone else's. So
okay. And is that something you had to submit for, or is that something
yeah. So I wasn't initially going to submit, but so quite a few of my friends, including Kevin Sorkin, you probably know who he is. He's from the owner of GSG Audio, Subwoofer company.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he was like, man, you should really, he said it several times that I should really submit it. And I had some friends come through. They're like, man, who saw it in person, and like, man, you really need to submit this thing. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I didn't do a build thread over there, so because I just didn't have the time. I think that's probably one of the prerequisites for being accepted for Home Theater Month at AVS. I've been a member over there forever.
Okay.
So, because I know pretty much every Home Theater Month has a build thread. So when I just reached out one night, man, I said, what the heck, you know? And Scott got back to me a few days later and said, hey, you don't, that's not a rule or anything to have a build thread, but if you just send me some pictures. I said, do you have Instagram? I said, no, I don't do social media. I said, all right, well, let me email you some pictures. And he came back and said, you know, he's pretty impressed with what he saw. And he said, congratulations.
Very nice.
Selected for Home Theater Month. He said, just look out for my email. It's going to have a questionnaire and some stuff. And we'll just collaborate as I need more information for you so I can write the article. So I didn't know it was going to be a bonus, you know.
Hey, you made it, man. That's the most important thing. It don't matter.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, it's so many inspirational theaters that, you know, when you look at what the bills and the theaters that came before, you know, before mine was put up there, I'm like, yeah, I don't think so, but
that was pretty nice. I don't know.
The irony of it was I actually was looking at this particular picture, and I was doing a search for that stool that you have, and then I think in the evening of the same day, Don was like, "Oh yeah, I got somebody who's coming on the show," and I was like, "Oh okay." Then he put a picture, and I was sitting there, and I just started laughing. It's like I was just looking at this, man. So yeah, it's trust me, a lot of people have seen this. There's plenty of people that see it, and you know, it's gotten a lot of positive reviews. And I think there's another guy on YouTube who actually made a video of your home theater. So he has a channel where he just talks about different home theater stuff. And he actually did a video, and you know, he was just going through the pictures and just talking about how amazing it looks, you know. And I was watching that video and I was just smiling. I was like, we get to have him live.
yeah. Share his link, because
I'll check my watch history and put it in the chat, but it's somewhere there. But sorry, I'll let you go on.
So real quick before we do that, Mr. Fred has resurrected.
Wow.
Mr. Fred from the 5th episode, almost 60 episodes ago. What's going on, Fred? How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Good. I'm glad you decided to join us this evening. You know, I didn't know this, but you have a fellow gentleman from Georgia here, just outside of Atlanta, Mr.
Really?
Terrence.
Oh, okay. Hey, Terrence. Hey, neighbor.
Hey, how you doing?
Great.
So where are you at, Fred? Are you actually in the A?
I'm not in Atlanta. I'm in Conyers.
Oh,
so
I used to live next to Conyers.
Okay. Yeah. No one knows what. I didn't know what Conyers was until I moved here. Right. You don't ever hear anyone say, "I'm going to Georgia so I can go to Conyers." You just don't. Right.
Well, Atlanta is so spread out that if you've been here long enough, you know the story. You know, so it's so spread out that no one really. If you say something outside of 285, which is the 285 is the bypass, so it's like a circle. Anything outside of that, if you say that's not Atlanta really. But if you say you live in anything outside of 285, people like, who? What is that? So you just say Atlanta. Because everyone knows what Atlanta is.
And you know what? Absolutely. No matter what I tell people, whenever I say I'm in Conyers, they go, "Oh yeah, you're in Georgia. You're in Atlanta, right?" And I'm like, "Okay, yeah."
So Fred actually did a tour with us a little while back. Well, it's been almost, like I said, 59 episodes ago, so 59 weeks ago. But he's been a long friend of ours from the Daily Hi-Fi show, and I was actually backstage with them, and that was just to give some homage. Daily Hi-Fi show was part of the reason this show exists right now. So, we like the show us your junk segment that they had a long time ago, and I just enjoy theater tours. So that was part of Ike and my vision, Ike, Paul, and my vision to do some of these virtual tours and have industry professionals and stuff on also. So, Fred, can't thank you enough for coming back, man. It's your insight is always valued on these shows. So you're welcome whenever you want to come back.
My pleasure. My pleasure. For sure.
So Terrence, where are you at again in Georgia?
Browserton.
So you guys can probably meet up and do a little home theater comparison, right?
Well, in that case, I don't think it would be much of a comparison because I just have a space, I can't. Really
Don't let them fool you guys. Don't let them fool you.
Don't let them fool you, man.
I'm serious, guys. I when I came here, I just wanted. I bought an 83-inch OLED television. I think it was an LG. I forget which one, but I bought that, and that was my whole theater stuff, right? I had like a 5.1, and I wanted to do the Atmos thing, but my room is modest. It's very modest. I have a very modest space, right? So I think I did a decent job of making it look presentable. Right, but it's a modest space.
We believe you, Fred.
The guy's got the full GIK package, so I mean, it can't be too modest, right?
Well, that was necessary. That was actually necessary, because
his sim racing gear is more expensive than my entire theater, man.
No.
I don't know what that dude is talking about.
Oh yeah, well that thing, that
okay, you see, he couldn't even deny that one. So.
Yeah, that one I can't because that's my baby. That's what I'm saying. Like my space down here, and I don't want to because I know you guys were like right in the middle of talking about some stuff, but my space down here, it's like split, right? So half the room is like my theater stuff, and then half the room is like my gaming stuff, right? So it's just a modest space. It's a place where I come and I just have a good time, right? Rather be watching. And I was going to say the reason it was necessary to get the GIK stuff is because I love music, right? I'm a music buff, right? Like all my life. So 2-channel audio is super important to me. The Atmos music I find to be a little gimmicky right now. But 2-channel music is my heart, right? So the having the room treated was something that I felt was super important, right? So I did go all out though, because when I talked to them, they kind of gave me they asked me how much do you want to spend, and of course any intelligent human being goes, I don't want to spend anything, right? so they he kind of said, yeah, well, you're gonna have to spend something. So I kind of gave him a small budget, and I said, what could I do for this? And we kind of talked about it, and I gave him the layout of my room, and then I said, okay. I looked at it, and I know how it is. Sometimes we can be a little cheap, and I was like, okay, so tell me what it would cost if I just did the rest of the room. Just give me that as a separate thing, right? And once he did, then I just said, you know what, let's just do the whole room, right? Because eventually I'm going to do it anyway. And one thing I want to say, and then I'm going to just stop so you guys can go back to what you were doing. And then, so with racing, I started off with a wheel clamped, to a desk, right? And I was using just a chair. And then I had to do something to make the chair stay put because the brake pedals, when I would push the brakes hard, I'd push away from my table, right? So I started off modest, and eventually I ended up spending so much money on my racing rig and stuff. I tell people all the time, if you're going to get into it, don't go for the entry level. I know it's hard, when you're first starting out, but really think it through and get the best stuff you can get for what you can afford, right? Because you're going to end up spending the money anyway, right?
So if you need advice, Fred is your man. So he'll guide you through that.
I agree. I bought the whole G30 or G whatever, and then the cheap stand, and it ended up in the trash. So I threw the whole thing away because my kids. I didn't know kids could bend metal, man. My kids just mangled. I'm honestly surprised the ways they mangled that thing. I was like, oh man, it all ended up in the trash. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sorry about that, Terrence. I just wanted to introduce Fred there. So,
No problem.
so getting back to this, what led you into home theater? What led you into, what triggered that you said, hey, I have to have a home theater one day.
Well, like most people, that's in this hobby, your first love is music, and then that sound reproduction is accurate as possible. So when you're talking about 2-channel, Fred knows what I'm talking about, and, since he's a 2-channel guy, and pretty sure you guys are as well. So it starts off there, but what really brought it to like that seed was planted was when I went and saw Empire Strikes Back in a theater, right? And George Lucas' commitment to his, perfect picture, 50% picture, 50% sound makes the 100% the experience. You can't have one without the other.
Right.
So, people have asked him that which one is more important. He said, they're both important. They're both equally important. So sitting in that movie theater and listening to the sound go around and that whole experience, it just stuck with me. And I said, you know what? As a kid, when you dream big, right? You dream of stuff that you don't know is possible. You just dream it. And you say, I want to have something like this in my house one day, right? So fast forward, technology and things of that nature. You get older, they start making things like that available to the consumer. So my first introduction of me trying to recreate that experience was with videotapes when VHS was out. And you had ProLogic. Remember ProLogic days, guys?
Oh yeah.
So and me trying to have 2 speakers in the back and 2 speakers in the front, and then they introduced the center channel, right? And then you go into the stores and you go in these places, you see, what your budget can afford, you just mixing and matching, just to putting something together to simulate surround sound, and then came DVD, and then came Blu-ray, and so forth and so on. So I've had, in our second home, I had a bonus room over the garage, and I think I transitioned that room like a total of 4 to 5 times, because it first started out with a big box CRT 60-inch screen, right? Then I got my first projector.
You're forgetting a lot of stuff.
Well, between
the 6.1 after 5.1.
Well, this
6.1.
Right. I didn't do 6.1. I skipped right over that. I knew that was going to be a one and done type thing. So, my first projector was a in-focus 480p projector. You guys remember that, dog? That everybody on the forums was like, "This is the one." Like, it's so cheap. You can't believe that in-focus made something that this good. And there was a company out of Alabama called Correda that made screens. Yeah. A guy named David ran it. He decided to get out of the business, but that was my first screen. I had a ALR screen, which is great to help with the blacks on the 480p projector.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I started learning more and more. But we're really honing I started taking it really serious about educating myself about sound reproduction and being accurate as possible. Was when I discovered AudioHolic's website with Gene Delasala. So we all know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me a lot. I learned a lot about acoustics. I learned a lot about, why these things are important. And, when you look and search for a receiver, if it's telling, how much power you need to double it to actually get a 3 decibel bump, and actually your ears will hear the difference. So you don't get caught into the advertising of this one has 100 watts and this has 120 watts per channel, which is not a big deal because you're not doubling the power. So all those things help save you money. And then too, so I just kept building from there and just, and a lot of lessons were learned too. And I got to a point where I started like, don't what's what I want to say? Don't settle, right? Get what you want. The amount of money I spent on just settling, just to pacify myself, and I end up buying what I wanted in the first place. If I would have stacked that money and had a little patience and saved up, I could have got what I wanted instead of just, oh, I got this receiver, but I ended up with, because I can't get the one I really wanted when I went into Circuit City or Hi-Fi Buys or some of the boutique stores here that dedicated to home theater. And Atlanta does have a lot of those. Like, they some come and gone, but they, you know, others have taken their place. But you go in and get to really experience a lot of high-end, mid-level to entry-level, and you just get to just hear so many different things to find out what you really want, like, and what you don't like. Yeah. That's been my journey, man. I just kept trying to what my budget would allow me and what I could do, just get the best of what I could afford at that time, so I could have the best theater experience because of my passion for the hobby. So, and as we always say, there's no such thing as a cheap hobby. And depending on how far down the rabbit hole you want to go, because it's levels to all of this. You can be a casual listener, you can be an enthusiast, or you can be a foul. You know, so it just depends on where you land in those areas. You know, if you get bit by that bug, right? It depends on, you know, how bad it can be for you. So,
So how about your partner?
I'm deep in the rabbit hole, as you can see. So.
Nah, you probably don't jump. I said now we got a raccoon hole. You got to go. You start off in a rabbit hole, and then you go so deep, and it's like muddy and murky, man. It's like you out there just scratching everything. But before we jump, we got a super chat from Bobby Digital. I just wanted to make sure. Thanks for the $5 super chat. Says, my dude T, what's up? Congratulations on the home theater of the month. So you got a bunch of fans out there, man. So,
Bobby Digital, he's a good friend too. He came to visit and he experienced the Dolby Home Cinema. So he got a chance to check it out and I respect that guy, his feedback, because he's been in the game a long time too, and he knows his stuff. So for him to come down and tell me his thoughts and what he thought about it, you know, that meant something. So, you know,
what
certain
about
people.
Frankie? Frankie says you got.
Frankie. Matter of fact, Frankie was with him when he came.
So, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
there we go. Yeah. So, how about your partner in crime over there? What involvement does he have, and what was what is his journey into the home theater?
Well, my involvement in it, I was pretty much like.
You gotta introduce yourself.
I'm Mario. How you doing, everybody?
You're good, man. You're good, Barry. Go on, man.
But my involvement in it, I was pretty much like the project manager or the overseer, pretty much, of the entire project, pretty much, from the framing to the plumbing to the flooring, everything that went into it. I had a part in it, as to either scheduling it.
Well, hold on, let's talk for a second. Before we jump off of that, you got to tell him. Now, see, he into this stuff too now.
I am.
So he loves home theater. So it's not like
I'm like Frederick. I'm modest too. I'm not. I hadn't went down this rabbit hole just yet, but you know, I got my feet wet in it. But I'm not deep in it like this guy. Not yet. But it's on the horizon. I hadn't gotten to it yet. But
well, man, we like to show anybody's theater, whether you got a sound bar, whether you got 5.1, whatever you got.
I may need to do. I may need to.
You need to come on and jump on in, man. The water's warm over here.
Yeah, I mean, I've got
I
the
need to
most
do that.
humble theater out of all of this group.
You haven't seen mine yet, Paul. My little
Oh,
apartment
well,
theater.
that is true. I don't watch our own.
You can't look, this man's got a kaleidoscope in an apartment. He's good too.
Yeah, I was
So-
gonna say your one device is more expensive than my whole theater. So don't be giving me that.
I know,
man.
right? That's what I'm saying.
don't
I'm
let him
glad
be
you-
modest either, because I think he's got about 3 or 4 subs in that apartment theater too.
Yeah, three
Yeah,
subs,
yeah.
Scaring the life out of the
That's
neighborhood.
what I'm saying, man. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure I got the lowest key of all of them. But
I don't know, Mr.
Mr.
8. I don't know,
Mario.
Mr. 818s.
I
Yeah,
thought you
I know,
that
right?
will be in the future.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought you were Terrence's bodyguard for a while. I was like, who is this? He's so popular. He's got a bodyguard. Like, what's up with that? Like, who is this guy? He's like, no, I don't need to introduce myself. I'm just here to beat you guys up. If you say anything bad, I'll come hunt you down.
No, so you dabble a little bit, Mario, and you said that you were. So are you an integrator yourself? Or are you a contractor? Or how did you get involved with the project?
Well, I've been knowing Terrence for a while. I work for a local builder. I've been working for a local builder for years, and I know the ins and outs of construction and how it's constructed, how houses are constructed. So when he came to me with this idea that he wanted to do that, and he said, "Man, I want you to be the project manager on this process." I said, "All right." And I didn't realize that it would happen so fast, but when it happened, it took a minute to get everything in place. But once we got everything in place, some stuff start happening fast. But as you know, when you build, you're gonna have setbacks and all the perks and hang-ups that come with building. Whether you build an entire house, or you build a theater, you're gonna have setbacks. So I had to start rounding up. At first, we had plans, the plans that Terrence had, and
so on that part, so when we decided to get the house built, I knew I wanted a basement because I always wanted a basement, so I could just do what I want to do, and I knew I hate moving. This is the last time. I'm not doing this no more. I told my wife, "You can bury me in the backyard. We're not moving no more." I was just like, "This is it." So, Steven, I know him for a long time. I actually kind of, I consider Steven a friend too. Steven Smith from Home Theater Gurus.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from him as well. Shout out to Steven. He's such a stand-up guy. Reached out and started talking to him about it. Once I got the blueprints from the builder, gave him the blueprints, said, "Hey, let's go ahead and start doing this." And he's like, "Okay." So we start planning it out, how we're going to lay it out. I would come out when the house is in construction. Yeah, "Hey, can you measure this for me? Can you get this? How far is this from this?" I see it on the blueprints, but I just want to make sure, so if you go to, hey, Ike, if you can go to the open,
okay.
so
to the Instagram, is that the one
to the
you want me to
Instagram,
pull
so
up?
they can see.
Yeah, let me pull that up. Just give me a second. And
So this is the space. So one thing what I like about this builder is they don't put a lot of pre-made studded out walls. So it's just a big, you just go through all the different pictures there so they can see the open basement.
They got beams.
So it's 2 support beams that hold metal beams that hold steel beams that hold the house up, with 2 small posts that are attached to them. But everything else is wide out. And this, what you're looking here is if you looking at the screen, this is the screen wall. Those windows are covered up completely.
On the left side.
That's on the left. We got 2 sets of windows on the left side of the room. So the orientation of the room was supposed to go
back to the other.
If you go to the right, I'm sorry.
No, you good.
Yeah. So the room, that actually was going to be the screen wall, right?
Where the window is.
Where the window is.
Right. That's where the screen wall was supposed to be.
And you can see the beam up there. That's the first beam that holds the house up.
So you were going to run this Screen wall was going to be on the windows, and you were just going to run it narrow like this.
Right.
Yep.
It's gonna be rectangular. But you see the plumbing right there, the studded plumbing for the full bath.
Mm-hmm.
That pipe for the sink was in the way.
Yep.
They would not move. I tried to get the builder to move the pipe 2 feet, and they would not do it.
Wow.
So,
block.
so
You didn't, man. I just put a seat cover on that thing, and I wouldn't even have to move. I'd be like,
the wall was doing right there.
yeah. So
Got 10 bathrooms. I can all day.
Yeah. Yeah. So Steven's like, man, if you can get them to move that 2 feet, that'd be perfect. I talked to the city. I talked to the builder. They said, no, it's going to hold a permit up. It's going to do all this stuff. I tried to talk to, I said, look, these guys haven't even we just got the footings in for the basement. They haven't even put the plumbing in yet. Like, they can, I tried to get the plumbers to do. They're like, no, because the inspector going to come out and they're going to make us move it.
Well, when you build a house, everything got to be done by plan.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you are a custom builder. But
Put it in the plan.
Production builder, it has to be done by the plan. So that's why they won't move it.
Yeah. So
because on the plans, they have to be a certain feet from the side wall or the rear wall.
Yep.
So that's the problem with that. So that's our first
hurdle
issue.
Yeah. So Stephen, being the mad scientist that he is, he said, I think I got something I can do to kind of work it out. We're not dead in the water yet. So what he did, he flipped the room.
Uh-huh.
So instead of it,
so
that's
now
why
the screen is on the right wall.
Right. This wall that you see here. Yeah.
Yep.
So we built out a false wall from that, and that's what the screen wall is. So I would have never purchased these windows had I known I was going to end up covering them up.
Now we put so much soundproofing over them windows.
Yeah. So it got Maslow vine on them, insulation, all that is in there. So and actually was the triads were perfect for the wide because it sits right in there,
right in the middle of that window on the right.
On the right.
On the wide sit.
Yeah, it's perfectly in there. Because instead of it having to be on a stand or sitting in the room, so it went perfectly in that window. So that was one of the many compromises. But I ended up cutting this pipe flush with the floor, and then we ran the
2x4
right over it for the right side of the wall where the right wide is. So if we go to the next set of photos, we can get into that. But yeah, so that's
the beam.
That's the pole that's holding on top. That's holding the first beam up. That's still part of the screen wall to the left.
Yep. What we had to do with these beams, since they were going to be in the way, we had to build the wall out. So once you look at the theater, I think with that picture you saw, when you're looking at the theater chairs from when they took the picture from the front, on the very far left where the wall comes out, we had these little, I call them wings, that they come out on the left and right side. So from the left wall coming in to where the seats at,
we got pictures of that.
That's where that beam is in that wall.
Yeah.
So we had to wrap those, and we had to do the other side the same way to make it look symmetry. Because at first we were only gonna have one side wing.
Yeah. So Ike, if you go to the next picture, it come out of that.
You go to the first.
Come out of there and then go to
they're all over.
Matter of fact, come no, scroll back down to the bottom. I'm sorry. Click on that video. Yeah.
This one?
No, the one at the very bottom.
Okay, this.
Yeah, click on that one. So so that's the first beam over the door we walk in. So this is when the frame is finally finished out the whole basement. Once we add the whole plans, because Stephen did the layout for the theater, I did the layout for the entire basement for how it's going to look. So that's the first step of how you come into the back.
That's that beam over right here in the corner on the right.
Yeah.
When you share your picture,
that beam, that's the beam.
That's the beam right there.
Yeah.
So we had to wrap. So we wrapped that side. We put it frame. So we had to frame the other side the same way, so it'll look uniform when you look at it from the front.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like a little cubby that you walk into.
Yeah,
in the
because
back.
the other side where the windows are didn't have that, so we had to frame it up so it'll look just like the other side, just to give it symmetry, so it won't look weird.
I like how you got that walkway in there too, just like Steven's got kind of like a walkway
Right.
going into his
So
too.
when we were planning it out, he was like, "Well, T, how you want to, how you want this to, as far as your entryway, where you want your door?" I said, "Well, actually, I love the base trap wall. I love your entry, and it actually goes with the design I'm trying to do. I even kept this design a secret from Steven. I kept it close to the vest because I felt like it would be more impactful instead of me just giving updates after update after update. It won't, when it's finally done, it won't have that impactfulness of it when it's finally done. Because you have this thing in your head, and that's how you want to present it to people, right? So, but when you're showing all the construction and people don't quite see it, they don't get it, even though he would have got it. But I wanted him to be kind of surprised at how it came out. So
I'm building my theater now, and my wife still can't see the vision, and it's almost done.
Well, actually, we were going blind, actually, because we didn't know how we want to lay this out. We knew the plans were, but so I had to get my framer, and then we had to look at it, and then we had to build all this on the fly. We had to come up with how we was going to wrap the beam, but we got a beam in the back right here, right above that little platform. If you look up, there's a beam there, and then once you go in,
see the beam,
there's another beam
to the left of your mouse.
So and we have one in the front as well, and so we had to figure out how to wrap those beams so we could get wood around them and we could get drywall around them, and then we can insulate them. Right. And we had to have enough area where we can run electrical and whatnot, and HVAC. We had to do all of that, so we had to figure out a way to frame it to run HVAC systems in there. How it's going to run the returns to take the air out and the supplies. So we spent a lot of time on the framing, but once we got the bones of it together, then we could move forward with that.
And the funny story is the framer he was so frustrated. So
we put him through the ringer.
He did not understand. I'm like, look, I get it. You get the blueprints from the builder and you just build, hey, this is a room, this room. You got to understand, this is custom. This is not what you used to do. Trust me, just look at the layout that he got and it doesn't make any sense. I'm like, it's going to make sense. Trust me. It just, he was pretty, it took him a minute to grasp what we were talking about, what we were doing. But once he got it, they've knocked out they framed and knocked the whole basement out in 2 days.
Wow.
Damn. So, because the first thing that went was the HVAC, and then once we got that in, then he came in after like 2 weeks of talking with him and getting him to kind of, and once he realized, okay, you're gonna need this, how much 2x4s, 2x6, he started laying out how much stuff I'm going to need to buy to do the whole basement as far as what we were trying to do.
And at this point right here, so the framing had to stop for a minute because we had to start on the electrical. So the floor had to be left open because some of our electrical we ran underneath the floor to get to the opposite wall.
Underneath the riser and
we
stuff
had to
like
leave
that.
it open. So we had to come back, put the floor down, but then he had to wait because then we had to get insulation to go on the floor after the electrical.
So Ike, if you X out of that, I got a picture. If not, we can switch over to Don because Don has the drop box, but
Don has. I can share it.
Yeah, if you click on the picture, well, you see the framer right there in the picture. Yeah, right there. Click on that one. So he came back once we got the insulation to put into the subfloor for the riser. Then he came back out.
You got a whole base trapped out there.
That's a lot of insulation, man. It was. I think that was like 30 R30 or R38. It filled up the whole cavity. And that floor is a foot.
Were there 2x12s that you used there, or 2x6s on top of the 2x6?
Those were 2x12s.
Yeah, that's what I used too.
Yeah, those 2x12s.
Okay, I go ahead and hit the right, the arrow to the right there. Yeah, there's more pictures in there.
Oh yeah.
And you just used 3/4 inch plywood for the decking.
Yes. 3/4 inch tongue and groove.
Man, you use as much insulation as 2x4s, man.
That's
Man, this back wall in the back, that back wall, that's actually the edge of the wall. And then we built the wall in front of that one.
Yeah, we got another wall in front of it.
We built the false wall in front of that back wall back there, and then we had the gap in between. We had to fill the entire gap up with insulation as well.
And in the ceiling, you see the builder, he put R12 in the ceiling, and then we put more insulation up in there. So, and then double sheetrock the screen wall there before we put the false wall. So it's double sheetrock.
Did you do clips and channel, or did you just?
So again, this was working on a budget, and once I started looking at all the channels, the clips, and I'm like, what it was going to be, it went up to like double digits or whatever, and I'm like,
yeah, you're like, I don't mind I don't mind some sound seeping through.
Yeah, I said we're doing a good enough job with what we're doing so far as soundproof, and I always tell people, I'm like, look, you can't stop bass, you only hope to contain it.
Yeah.
Right.
How many times have you gone to your local Cineplex and you got forced to watch a quiet movie like a chick flick with your wife or your girl, and you hear an explosion from an action movie next door? Say, dang, those guys haven't. You think the cinema then spent squeeze every dime they could to make sure that it wouldn't leak from one theater to the next, but you still hearing bass? So this is the most quietest room in the entire house. It's the most overly built room in the house, and it's kids that go down the street bumping their music. You still can hear them going down the street inside the theater. Oh, wow. Like, so bass gonna do what bass do, you know. So as far as like any like highs and mids, stuff like that don't really escape unless I'm like near reference or something like that.
Right.
Or the door is open behind me or something like that. But it's pretty solid in there as far as sound containment goes, best without the hats and the clip.
And I think, you know, as much as we always focus on keeping the sound in, right, being able to keep sound outside from coming into the room and distracting you, you know, is equally as important as, you know, keeping the sound, containing the sound inside. So I think with this too, it's going to be very, you know, I'm sure, you know, you're able to cut down a lot of the external sound from even coming into the room. So
the noise floor in there is very low. So
I mean, you got a ton of insulation in there. I mean,
also with the clips and the hat channels, we want to keep it because they're 9-foot ceilings. We want to keep it kind of high, but those hats and a channel, because you got to put two pieces of drywall up. After you do that, you got to put a drywall up, and then you got to put another piece of drywall after you put the hat and the channel and all that. So it's going to drop it down, not much, but you're probably going to lose it about an inch and a half.
Especially on the second row, because you're already a foot up.
Yeah.
So
that's another reason why.
Now that's one thing I'm jealous of Steven. I'm definitely jealous of his ceiling height.
Yeah, no, what's his like 14 feet, I think.
I think it started like 16 feet before he was done. Yeah, when it was raw. And
I think he had like he built his whole place too, like almost like a barn dominium, right? He just had a big open metal
his
building.
House his is custom. Like it's a true custom build. Yeah, so.
And we was gonna have one of these little risers in the front. I call them wing risers. It was only gonna be one at first, the one on the left. And I said, you know what? And I said, why don't we put one on the right to make it, you know, to wrap the chairs. And then over the beam up top, we built boxes around and the boxes just was going to go around the beam. But on the edge of the beam, I said, why don't we kick out some boxes to make them match the low wings on the floor.
So, actually, if you go to the next set of pictures, where the sheetrock comes in. So this is a video. You play this video, I think. Yeah, this is pictures of the installation. More pictures.
What insulation did you use? Because
this is our. What was it? Was it our?
See the video right there to the right?
This one?
Yeah. Click on that one.
Okay.
So this is when I came and took a video of it. This is when the guy was
R13, I think.
he was actually putting the insulation. He was actually in the theater part putting the insulation in. This is the closet for the audio. So we spray painted the windows,
and then
packed it full of insulation, and
then a board, and then
she rocked it, and it was done.
So is there any so there's no way for you to get to the windows if you ever had
no.
There's no window.
There's no window.
We actually put framing in front of the window.
You can't get to what doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You can't get to
the reason I asked that is just
on the outside it's like it's normal. Yeah, but we got it's framing in front of those windows. So
yeah, I know you guys are hot just like I am, and hot. They call it hot Atlanta for a reason. So the reason I ask if you could get to them because of humidity and stuff like that, they could sweat and different stuff like that. But I'm sure you guys took care of all that.
Yeah, they're solid. So it's just repeating itself, right? So you can come out of there and then go to the sheetrock, the first sheetrock seat next to the framer. Come down to the framer till you up. Yeah, click on that. Okay, so this is me standing in front in the doorway of the AV closet. And then that's the door going out into the lounge. So you click on to the right. Now this is from the back of the theater looking in. So this is all the sheetrock. It's more pictures. Yeah, there you go.
So you had somebody hang the rock for you and stuff too, right?
I hate sheetrock.
Don't ask me how I know how. I hate
Don also hates sheetrock.
Ask
me how I know.
Well, these guys was awesome. They came out. They did it 2 days?
So they had a team. So they had
like 4 or 5 guys.
One team to hang it, one team to tape in mud, and then one guy came and sanded the whole thing.
About 3 days later? Yeah, about 3
days later. He showed up at night and he sanded the whole basement in like 3 hours. And I said, "You done?" He's like, "Oh yeah."
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. If you do it every day for a living, so I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
I still probably sanding it, but.
Oh yeah. So and they didn't have an issue with doing double drywall. They knew what to do with the double drywall.
Oh yeah, you just tell them what you want, which wall you want, and they do it.
Did you do any green glue between the double drywall?
We used the liquid nails, man. It worked just as good.
Okay.
So that's what we did, and let's see.
Yeah, I can see those boxes that Mario was talking about now. How they kind of make
at the top,
make like a pillar.
So that box right there to the right.
See, those boxes weren't going to be there.
Yeah,
but I said, won't we just put 2 boxes up there, and then when you got the theater seats there, we can put I was going to put the 2 lights in there shining down just to give some more light because that's a dark room, man. When all the lights off, no light escape there.
Yeah, so it actually is 2 task light LEDs in those boxes right there. They shine on, which you'll see in the finished part of it. But you could pop back out of there. I think is that the last picture? Okay. Yeah.
And at Dolby Cinema, I think they put the subwoofers up on the ceiling, and like a Dolby Cinema, there's boxes up on the ceiling. And I was like, oh man, that almost looks like that really does give it the whole Dolby Cinema effect.
Those are the Atmos.
Yeah. So there's 2 boxes. They have the Atmos going across the middle, but there's like 4.
They have subwoofers up clusters. Yeah.
That's what I always wondered if that's what those were when I first saw the picture. I was like,
I think those are the registered vents.
Yeah, those are just those are just the vents for the HVAC right there. So cool. One return up front, one register, and then it's a register in the back.
Now, with this being, you said it wasn't a custom builder, so were you able to like route the electrical on one side and the speaker wires on another side, or did you have to cross wires and stuff like that?
So what we did, we didn't start this until after the house was done. So once we started it in August. And
he kept them separate though.
We kept it separated.
Very good.
Because pause on that picture right there for a second. I do want to talk about something, but they weren't too. Anytime I would ask them, "Hey, can I do this?" Like it was always no.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just I said it's just let them finish doing what they're doing, and then we'll tackle it after they're out of here. So one thing I did want to make sure of is I put a sub panel in the basement, so it's not running for electrical. So it's not running off of this. So if someone turns a blender on upstairs, and I'm down here, and it kills everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we have a sub panel dedicated just for the basement itself. I got two 20 amp circuits going into the
theater got like 2 or 3 dedicated circuits.
Yeah.
Just for the theater.
Just for the theater. Then we have regular circuits out here in the lounge and bathroom and all that stuff. But everything's built. Everyone we use do work on homes, new homes. So the whole basement is built to code.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's not like any corners or anything that was cut. But in this picture real quick, and then we'll get back to it. You see up there, this is the base trap wall, right? So that's a false wall. That back wall is a false wall. So see that blue tube, conduit tube right there?
Smurf tube.
Smurf tube
Smurf
right there,
tube.
right?
I got
That's
tons
what
of that.
projector. So that's where the projector sits up there. See those 4 slats?
Yep.
2 by.
Yeah. So just want to show you when you ask where is the projector, so it's up in there. And we have cork board covered with DMD black fabric so it can breathe and all that. So it gets plenty of circulation up in there.
That's a good idea to use that cork board. I didn't think about anything like that. That's pretty
Steven Smith.
That was a Stevens idea.
We
stole that from Steven.
Yeah, he did the exact same thing he did in here. So, and man, he's like, yeah, I just use. Cause we said, what you use? He said, oh, I just use cork board. So we went on Facebook Marketplace, found somebody who just had a bunch of them.
Because other than that, we was going to have to get track to go up there, and then we got to just use track and use the fabric and put it in a track and just
right. Yeah,
fabric
mate.
Leave the 2x4 up there and probably spray them black, and then use the tracks on each section, and then go across it with the track.
Right.
That's the only other way.
Yeah.
But the cork board was a lot cheaper.
So we got a quick question.
Easier to work with. You can move it.
We got a quick question on the HVAC. So do you have separate or is it a combined HVAC?
What do you mean? If it's
So does the theater have its own unit?
Does it have its own unit for the basement?
The unit is for the entire basement.
Okay.
The HVAC unit for the entire basement.
Yeah, it's separate from that. Upstairs, yeah.
But I guess he was saying, does the basement have, and the theater has its own separate unit for?
Oh, no.
Actually, we got it a tad bit oversized. It should have been like a 1.5 ton, but we got a 2 ton system.
Okay.
Yeah.
To do the basement. So actually, it's oversized. So it really doesn't run that long. Whenever it comes on, it cools it very well. And it heats it very well, and it doesn't run that long. So this bill is gonna be really, really,
especially with all
cheap.
that insulation.
Yeah,
the air ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, and it doesn't run that long when it's on. It doesn't run long at all.
And it's 2 different temperatures. The temperature out in the theater is different from the temperature out in the lounge and bar area. So what I usually do is just when it gets a little warm in there, whatever, I just turn on the fan on the system because it's Google Nest. I just turn it on. I need to get my program is going to eventually put it on my Control 4, so I had to use my phone, but it's still network, whatever. So I just tell the fan to run for about 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, and it'll pull the cool air that's out here. So if it tells me it's 67 or 68 degrees in here, and it's 70 in there or 72 or whatever, it'll pull the cool air that's in here and pull the hot air out of there, and it'll cool the room down like that. Okay. So it's not, and if I do turn the AC on, it'll drop the temperature in there
really fast,
super fast. So
it won't run long.
It'll cut off very quickly. So, let's see, what's the next set of pictures there? Okay, that's more sheetrock. So this is the the rack room.
So that's where all the speaker wire and all of the power and whatnot is going to be all the way in the back. So that's a bunch of speaker wire hanging out.
Yeah, it ain't pretty right now, but it's everything's.
I think we use what we use? What gauge? 12?
Yeah, we ran 12 gauge.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's it for
and
this.
You ran the wire after the drywall, or
no?
He just cut a hole and put the drywall up and pull the cables through.
Okay.
The hole. Yeah, that's how he did it.
So yeah, that's it for that set. All right.
Yep.
And then so we'll pause to see. Yeah, click on that one right there to the right. Yeah. And then we'll jump to Dunn because Dunn got better pictures. So this is looking into that rack room.
That's after the paint and carpet.
That's what paint,
that's
carpet.
Almost.
Yeah.
That's right before the duct board went up.
Yeah. I think hit the right pitch, the right arrow for me, please. Okay, so yeah, there's a picture of the false wall right there.
Ah, cool. Okay. Yep.
And actually, we put the carpet in. Put the carpet in a little too soon.
But it worked out good.
It worked out.
We kept it covered, but
yeah,
we got a good deal on that carpet though. That's why we got it in. Put it in as fast as we did because the deal might not have been there.
I'll tell you what, carpet ain't cheap. I just priced carpet for mine. Well, I actually had carpet installed for mine just a couple weeks ago, and I mean it wasn't cheap. I got a 21. It was 21 and a half by 16 wide. I brought the carpet sample home and the guy priced up $6,000. I was like, huh?
Yeah, that's too
much.
Yeah, for a theater room? Yeah,
at first we were going to get the industrial carpet like in the theaters. It's thin, but it got the design. I don't think Terrence liked the carpet. I brought him like 3 or 4 samples, and I had this guy come out and give me a price on putting the carpet in the theater, and I think he wanted the carpet on the stairs too, but I just told him to give me a price. I think it was like $3,800 or something like that. And I was like, man. So the builder I work for, I went through the flooring company that we use and picked out some samples. And I forget how much we paid for it, but it was a lot cheaper than with the first guy wanted.
Yeah.
A lot cheaper, almost half.
We got lucky too, because when I was looking at Home Depot. So I went to Home Depot, found
they actually got decent carpet there.
Yeah. So I found the one that I wanted. It just so happened his guy could get that carpet. But I had Home Depot come out and do a whole 3D scan of the room so I can know exactly, so I can shop around and see, who gonna give me the best price, because I'm allergic to anything that's MSRP. I can't do it. So whoever comes with the better quote, they get the job. That's how we did it. So got lucky when he said, my guy, he can get the carpet. They use the same carpet that Home Depot sells, so that color you want to get it. Because when I was testing it, I want to see some carpets, no matter how dark they are, whatever, they will reflect light, right? So when I was testing them out, this carpet did not. It's jet black, but it does not reflect light from the screen at all. Like it.
Nice.
So I'm gonna give you a cheat code. So one of the tricks is you don't have to. You may not. This is pretty good, gray carpet. It's not like it's bad or anything, but if you want it to feel like it's top of the line, you put the top of the line padding in.
Yeah.
And that's how you. So I went with the best pad you can get.
So we upgraded the pad.
And then went with the carpet. So you walking on that, you would think it's the best, like the best of the best. So let's see. It is another picture after that.
How far is that false wall away from the drywall behind it? Like 8 inches or?
I think it was like a foot.
About
Wasn't
a foot. Okay.
I think it's under a foot.
It may be about 8, 9 inches or something like that.
Yeah.
8, 9 inches.
Yeah, it's not much. And the frame, of course,
How deep was it?
617.
Deep?
Yeah.
The dimension?
Yeah, 17.
Because they fit all the way in.
Yeah, they 17.
So it must have been 17 then.
Well,
If the subs fit in there,
yeah,
they 17 inches deep because they fit flush with it.
right. Now, this false wall that he overly built that way. But that's his thing. The frame was like, I tell you really didn't have to go that hard on a false wall. Like,
well,
I mean, I got a picture of him actually sitting on it. Like, yeah, he went like, okay. He said, yeah, it's not going nowhere. Yeah. It's a false wall, but it's not. I mean, it would be a real wall.
He built the wall like he was getting ready.
Yeah, but you're better off because I know somebody that built one, and they're going back and adding bracing now because it reverberates.
Yep.
So
yeah, well, this not this one. Yeah, and then so this picture, the wall. I was looking at
we had to move.
I was looking at it. I said, wait a minute, and I said. These subwoofer cutout cutaways are they look a little small. So I had to call Kevin. Shout out to Kevin. I called him on a Sunday after 3:00, which is early California time, but it's 3:00 my time here on the East Coast. He picks up the phone. He's like, "Hey T, what's going on?" I said, "Hey man, got a problem. We framed the wall for the old design for the BTS without the pedestal. Like, how much more performance I'm talking about if I just don't go with the new design? Have you built them? He said, no, we haven't built them yet. And he said, if you can get the wall redone, please do it because the new boxes are better performers over the ones with the stains. Said if you're going to redo the wall anyway because you're going to put the pedestals on it, it's still not going to be wide enough. So you might as well just go ahead and redo the wall. So
I had to call him back.
So I had to call the frame back out and explain to him why the wall got to be redone, and he redid it where we could slide the BTS, the longer ones, because they're like 6 feet tall, right? Yeah, they're 72 inches tall, so that's 6 feet. Yeah, so laying down on the side so they can slide in there.
Wow.
And they sit on 2-inch duckboard, so they like not even touching the floor. They isolate
2 inches off the
floor.
I don't even want to know what the frame I got your number saved as, man.
Luckily, he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah. He's good. He's a good guy. He's like, but once I broke it down to him, explaining to him why we were doing our stuff, he was open to it. And then once he realized what I was talking about, he was like, "Oh yeah, man, I got to come back and see." I got to come back and see this room. So. Which he ended up coming back, and once he saw it all, he's like, I get it now. He said, because I thought you were crazy. So
I know he thought I was crazy because the stuff I kept asking him to do. Like for the wides, I said, man, build this box so when we put the duct board in, we don't have to build I want the box to be flush with the duct board. And he was looking at me like I was crazy. So he had to cut down like a 2x6. And then he had to cut it. He had to rip them down so they'll be the right width.
The angle, yeah.
Right.
I had him do a lot of silly stuff, man, but it worked out in the end. He knew what it was for.
He had to come back quite a few times. We had to call him back again because when we called in the fabric, when we get to, I'm probably jumping ahead, but when we get to that was a whole thing too. But the fabric track.
I'm not listening because I'm about to go there, but
yeah, man.
I'm holding my ears.
Man, that fabric. Let me tell you, that is the most.
What, the installation or the buying it?
The installing it, man. It's so.
Oh, we hired that out.
Yeah,
we didn't do that.
Yeah, but I looked at every YouTube and nobody was showing you.
Yeah, there ain't really a lot out there.
It's easy
once you see it,
but it's tedious. And when someone who does it for a living got all the little tips and tricks, and
it goes about fast,
and they know how to stretch stuff out. Because I thought I had enough fabric track, but he said, "Oh, you don't have enough, but don't worry about it. I know how to stretch the stuff out with the scrap pieces." You think I would have no YouTube video out there showing you that you can do that? Plus, in these corners up there where those boxes are that we talked about, we made, those are real tricky corners.
Yeah.
To the stuff to do the fabric and stuff. It's not a strict. This is one like a perfectly rectangular room. Yeah. So
he definitely did his thing.
He definitely he's done quite a few studios for celebrities here in Atlanta. So he was name dropping like Ludacris and a whole bunch of people. And I'm like,
so he knew
what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. But he definitely frustrated me too. But we'll say that nugget for later on.
Oh man.
So let me see, click out of there. Let me see. We may have to switch over to.
Yeah.
So let's switch over to Dunn.
Yeah.
So
I'll stop sharing,
and then we'll come back to the Instagram. But I got to say this with this vision and this what I was trying to do. Like I said, none of this would be like this stuff. It starts off in your head, then you put it on paper. Because I always, like I tell my kids, I'm like, your goals, you out of sight or out of mind. If you don't, it's like a vision board. Anything that you have, you say, yeah, I know my goals. I know what I want. But if you don't see them, you're not going to achieve them. So when you take these thoughts out of your head and you put them on the paper, you can see them. They subliminally burn into your mind. You start achieving. It comes into fruition, right? Yeah. Even if you don't know that down the line, because life is funny. You just never know where you're going to end up or what's going to happen. It was always one day for me. One day, right. If I ever get a basement, if it ever happened, I knew I was going to be prepared for that one day. I just didn't know if that one day was ever going to happen or not. But I wanted, if it did happen, I was going to be ready. So
if you quote that you had up there on your Instagram that from like Mo something about having faith and the whole process or whatever, that was really cool. I like that.
That quote. So hey, Doug, click out of that one. I want you to let's go back to let's see. I think all these were on Instagram. Okay.
Go back to that one. When he was done. You go back to that one.
Which one?
The one he was just on.
Okay. Well, they kind of mixed in. Kind of scroll up for me, Don. Keep going all the way to the top. Let's see if I put any construction photos up there. And yeah, I did. There's one right there. Okay. Click on that one right. Yeah, that one right there. So this is when he came. This is right after when he came in to redo the wall. See how the cutouts now at the bottom?
And we had to move one of those for the left and right. We had to move. We had them where they would be too close, so we had to move them. The piece of 2x4, we had to move it out a little bit,
right,
to get the left and right, so we can tow them in a little bit. So we had to go redo that, and then we had to. Cause you can see those openings for the subs are a lot bigger, larger than they were. So we had to take all of that black felt paper. Well, it's not felt paper. It's only thing it is fabric, like landscape fabric.
Right.
Because it holds really well. That's why we put it up. But we had to take all that mess off.
We had to redo that whole wall.
Redo it all over.
Yeah.
So Bobby says you laid on his couch an awful lot, so he wants to collect. He wants to collect a few.
Yeah. Ask me, would I do this ever again? No. No. So you see that the left wire right there?
Yeah.
Right in the middle
it's sitting in the middle of that window that you.
Okay.
Right in the middle of it.
Right. And see that piece of wood that what is that? It was a 1x splitter.
That was a 2x4, but I ripped them down. I ripped the 2x4 down. Right. I pretty much made 2x2s out of a 2x4. I just ripped them.
Right.
We brought Javi back so we could do. He had to rip up. Remember,
he had to rip up some more, I think.
Yeah, so we could put because the fabric, I was like, you need something for the track to hold to.
Yes.
So and you can see the fabric track leaning up against that.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. So we made boxes for all that, and then the duckboard sits perfectly in there. That 2-inch duckboard is. So you take.
You got pictures of the duckboard? Do you?
Yeah. So if you come out of there and go to the. Scroll down.
Because I was thinking about using duckboard myself.
So yeah, click on that
picture
right there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's duckboard. So this is, you just cut with we bought like 22.
So where did you purchase this from? Because I know my Home Depot don't
HVAC,
carry this.
Yeah, it's an HVAC company.
The company we use is it's one. We got 3 different HVAC companies, but one in particular I'm good friends with, and they use the duckboard for like when they build the plenums at the HVAC, and it's a 2-inch. It's made by Orange Corner. It's a 2-inch duckboard. So they're 2 inches and they 2 inches thick, they 4 inches wide, and they 10 inches long.
Yeah, these things are not cheap too, man.
They he sold them to us at cost. It was like $50, but if you go like to Home Depot or Lowe's and order them, I think they're like 89 or 90 something bucks each.
Yeah.
So we pretty much got them.
They come in 4x8 sheets, or how do they come?
4x8.
4x10.
4x10.
4x10. Yeah.
4x10.
So we had 22 4x10,
and they were heavy.
And we had the fun part was once we got it came on a pallet. We had to take 22 board. We had to take them off the pallet, take the pallet down to the deck, up under the deck, then bring all 22 back and stack them back on top of the pallet.
It was hard.
You put the box back on, and then I had to go get some plastic to wrap it, and it sat on it came in February. It sat there until June, until I was able to figure out this whole fabric thing. So that was a long process, but I just broke that. Said we're just gonna not tackle it ourselves. We're gonna bring somebody in to just now show us how to do it. So it's not like he did it all on his own. We helped him put that fabric in. So it's to help speed up the process as well.
Right.
And in between, you see right here to the right, see that black strip? That's the LED.
That's actually
it's a LED. That's the LED strip inside there.
That's a diffuser,
and that's a black smoked out diffuser.
So on the left and right side of the diffuser, it's the track on each side, and the diffuser was in the middle of it. And then after that, our electrician came. Then he put the.
And what did you just rip like to put the diffuser in? Did you just rip like a 2x2 and put and dado it out?
I didn't do that. What I did, I just put it. How did we do that?
No, so it comes with a 2-inch. We call it. It's a metal.
That's the diffuser.
Yeah, diffuser.
That's the diffuser.
So when you put the LED inside there,
no, he was
then
saying
you cover it.
What did you? How did you attach it?
The diffuser. How do we attach the diffuser?
Oh, you got screws.
Well, we just go right in the drywall and put like a 1x or something up there, and I'm trying to figure out what we do to put that diffuser up there. I'm thinking that we went right into the drywall with it.
No, it's sitting on the board. It's sitting on the wood.
So that must have been a wired piece where we wanted it must have been a wired piece. It might have been a piece of 2x4 right there where we put that diffuser at. When we put the diffuser in the center of it, and then put the tracks on the left and right side of the diffuser. That's exactly how it was. And then we put the strip light or the rope light in between it, and then put the cover of the diffuser back over it. So the first set of lights we had, you can see the individual LEDs when you cut the lights on.
Even with the diffuser on.
Even with the diffuser on. So we went back and got the which one we got.
So the company, they actually sell the LED strip. It's called BTF lighting. So they actually
carb. We had to get the carb lighting.
So they have the diffuser built into the strip. So you don't even see the
the light, the bulbs, the LED.
You had to do the cob,
It's so close together that when it illuminates, it don't make individual bulbs.
But this particular one that they can't is new. So the particular one that they're tightly together, but they actually have a diffuser strip on the actual tape.
Okay.
And then we put it inside
inside of that diffuser.
The ones that we already had inside for the steps, I left those. I didn't buy.
And what did you guys use for power supplies? How many different lighting zones do you have for LED?
2.
We had two, and what I did, we used two transformers. Usually they put one on the front at the beginning, and then they put one on the end, so you won't have no degradation at the end of the run, where you won't have light that's brighter on one end and darker, or lighter on one end and darker on the other end. So what I chose to do was get two transformers that was 24 volt instead of 12. Right. And I said, we'll just run one transformer for one side of the room for the lighting and run one transformer for the opposite side of the room. That way, no matter how long of a stretch we go, the signal won't drop. Have degradation and it won't drop.
Yeah, the lighting won't.
On both sides. And you'll still have plenty of transformer if you want to add something else. So as we overdid the transformers on purpose. So we won't have to worry about putting multiple transformers in different locations.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah, so I'm gonna have like probably about nine different lighting areas. So I'll be doing the WLED module for each lighting area so that I can cut it on and cut it off with the control 4 and everything else. So one will control the steps, the other one will control the sidewall, the other will control the rope light. So it'll all be like that. So I'm gonna need like 9 transformers.
And it all depends. Ours it was pretty straightforward. Yeah. It's just lights coming straight down, and then on each side we have the strips that do right up underneath the tread, the stair tread. We just put them right up under the tread, so when you get ready to step up, if you had to pause the movie, it comes on and you can see where you walk and you won't fall.
No, we didn't get too close in on that, but did you do like a bull nose on the stair to where it overhung and then you wrapped the carpet?
Yeah, what we did, we wrapped the carpet, but what we did with the diffusers, we just went. How did we do that? Did we just go straight in?
We went straight in.
We just went straight in through the
carpet, right
because
into
you
the
won't
wood.
see it because the bull nose is right up on the bull nose.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was asking you. So you carried your platform over. You carried your platform over the frame of the step by what, like 2 inches or an inch?
Thinking maybe an inch, about an inch or so, because that diffuser was less than an inch. It was like, I want to say 5/8 or something like that.
Yeah. And then you had them carpet right over top of that, and then you just mounted it right underneath.
Mm-hmm. Because the wire was already there. And I told him, make sure you don't cut my wire.
You're talking to a guy that's been involved in a 3-year project, so I know a little bit about what's going on, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, but all right, let me go ahead and go to the next picture here. Let's see where you want to go next.
Okay, let's go to, you click on this picture here, to the left. Yeah,
that one.
Mm-hmm. So this is when we had leftover installation, and we had installation we bought off of, again, Facebook Marketplace, always looking for a deal. So he found it. We started stuffing the whole wall. Then we went back and all the landscape fabric. We put it back over.
And the reason why I chose landscape fabric because it was cheap and it do the job and it's tough. That's why I chose
the question I have is because the landscape fabric it works like a
net.
It's made to stop weeds from coming through, right?
Yeah.
So, but you can breathe through it, right? Just to make sure, because if you can't breathe through it, sound can't go through it, right? So
it didn't come down in front of the speaker though. We just put it up there only to hold the
insulation.
So we just cut it up and then just staple it. To stretch it, staple it, and then it just holds it all in there.
And then we got those monstrosities down there.
Yeah, those things. Man, we had we had a time getting those subs in.
Hey.
Oh my! It was like 5 guys because they were so big and so heavy, and we had like how many guys? About 4 or 5 guys.
Two neighbors, 4. Me, and you.
And the guy was doing the fabric. The guy was tucking the fabric was here too.
Yeah,
all of us was all hands on deck trying to move those subs.
They were like 400 pounds or something.
They're
400
like
pounds.
close to 300, close to 300 a piece.
So those 15s or 18s?
21s.
Oh, my bad. Excuse me.
It's time for you to upgrade, Don.
My bad. I didn't mean to cut you short like that.
So yeah, click on that one. Yeah. So you can see now up close.
Oh yeah, they look much bigger than 15s.
Yeah. So I didn't have time to put the kit together. I just told Kev, just build them. And then he said, yeah, I'm gonna put this new finish on there where it's not the truck bed line, is more smooth and painted or whatever. I said, man, it's a shame because no one's gonna see it.
Yeah.
Once it goes in it,
could have left them unpainted.
Yeah. No, they need to be black. But
Well, the front,
the front,
I see nice. You got the board underneath of there too to isolate.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's see what else we got here. So we looked at that one already. This is
right there. So that's how.
So he built all these individual.
I went to Home Depot and got some.
Because I didn't have no. Well, hold on a second. I didn't have any more fabric track, and we only ordered enough just to do walls anyway. But once we saw how good the fabric track looked, I was like, man, we should have ordered enough to do the front wall because I didn't know it was gonna look that good. But I was like, nah, I'm spending enough money. So
yeah, that fabric track ain't cheap. I'm gonna tell you all now, right now.
Yeah. I went to Home Depot and got some 1x2s.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? I get my my little, what do you call it? My little Craig pocket hole jig.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some glue and I had some my nails. So I just measured up, and it took me a minute to get the measurements right because I wanted to fit right in the middle of the center channel. So I just started making these big panels, and then I had to do a couple of test fits at first. So after I did the test fits.
Hey, I go back to jump back over to Instagram because then we can show. I can actually show you. I think I got the picture. Yeah, before this.
Let me pull that up.
Oh, okay. They can see them before we put it in.
The 1x, that you had picked up. So yeah, click on that picture right. Yeah, that one right there. Okay, click to the right. Click to the right again.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it might not be this one. keep clicking to the right to see. Okay, there we go. So you see.
Oh, okay,
yeah. So you can see the 1x there.
So those were the two for the sub. The last two I was gonna do. So once I got them to this point, I just put the fabric down, put them over the fabric, and stretched it and wrapped it and stapled them to the back of it. And what I did, I stapled some the what do you call it?
So I got a question though. You were supposed to be the project manager. You was doing all this too?
No, I just did this. I did a little bit of stuff. I did a little bit of trim work, and I think on one of the pictures you see a little white spot on the ceiling where the drywall was at, where we had one of the electrical wires got cut for one of the lights in the front, and I had to redo the ceiling up there. So I did a little bit.
He being modest, man. He did a lot of.
I did a little bit of work.
Yeah. Click on that next one for me, Ike. Okay, so that's the
two at the bottom,
yeah. And those are removable. So if I ever needed to get to the sub,
because I put Velcro on the back. I started to do magnets. I started to get a bit, and I started to go into 1x, and I started to put glue with a little round magnet in it, and put another magnet on the 2x4s,
right?
And so they can stick. But those magnets are real strong, man.
Industrial Velcro, man.
Yeah, so that's what I use, industrial Velcro. So he could just take them off and put them back on whenever he needed to do something. But
you just stapled it.
I doubt he'll be able to. I doubt he's gonna need to move them for anything. But you never know.
Just in case. Click on that next one. Let's see what that one is.
It's not popping.
That one's up close and personal to a panel.
Oh, that's just
man, these speakers kicked our butts, man. Them damn Atmos speakers. Oh, I said, man,
They are very.
don't you ever buy these heavy ass.
Did you have pre-construction brackets for those for hanging the drywall?
These things they come with the
template.
The template, and then they come with that like the frame that goes around it. It's a separate.
They got little flanders that go out
right
behind the drywall.
The dog legs, the dog legs.
Yeah. So we put all 6 of them in there and had to take all 6 of them down, except for one. We had to take 5 of them down.
I think everybody does that with these speakers. They have them roam and they don't turn the way they're supposed to. They stop at like a 90 degree.
Yeah, they turn and you can turn them
only so far.
And so when I went in and started angling them, if you put a 9-volt battery in there, it has a laser pointer.
Yeah, it got a laser pointer. Yeah.
Yeah. So you do. So when I started getting ready to position them once the seats got in, because the seats took the longest to get here. I said, "Dang, Mario, I'm turning them and they not going to the right spot. We wanted to take." He said,
it's brutal.
Like, how many is going? 5 out of 6.
There's only one.
So I was putting mine in. I did double drywall on the ceiling.
Did you?
And when I was putting mine in, the dog legs wouldn't stretch over the double 5/8 drywall.
Oh yeah.
You'd have to recess them.
Yeah. So what I did was because I did pre-construction brackets, right?
Mm.
So I already had the holes cut out. So what I did was I took my roto zip and I set that fence just 5/8. So I literally cut a hole bigger than the drywall on the top. So now the dog legs went over top of the one layer, the bottom layer drywall.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
So it was. I feel your pain. Trust me.
You have the same.
No triads. I got Martin Logan's. I got the full Martin Logan's. If we got time, I'll show you guys an update of what my progress so far. But
cool.
We want to get into this is your show, man. So you're the whole trader of the month.
Yeah, these speakers are heavy. They're actually heavier than the size of surround backs.
And it's worse when you holding them up and then your partner not putting the doggone thing in right, and you shaking it. It was painful.
Yeah, you drop one of those, it's what? $500-600.
I was so happy we did not cut the speaker. Like, you want to cut the speaker? I said, no, don't cut them. Because I just had this feeling that
it wasn't just long enough.
Just never know. And it was a good thing we didn't cut it when we first installed them to shorten the wire. We just tuck them up in there because it came in handy and we had to take all of them.
Well, you never know. You may have to drop it down. You may have to axe up something.
Put it on the top of a 6-foot ladder.
Maybe you wanna do some star ceiling or something up there later on, or do some lighting or something. So, and that's how you're gonna fish it through. You're gonna drop them speakers back down just like you would can lights, and fish whatever you want to go through there. So you made a good decision.
Those speakers are married to that ceiling.
Did you put silicone around them?
No silicone.
No silicone.
They flush.
I think that was the hardest. Yeah. I think that was the hardest part, putting those ceiling speakers, taking them out and putting them back in. That was the hardest part, hands down. It was hard, man. And everything was heavy. Everything was heavy in this guys. The amps, when the amps came, oh my God, man. Because he's on the basement, so you got to go down here with heavy ass amps, man. Oh my God.
Yeah. They come in a like a semi-wood crate with metal handles.
Everything's heavy. Everything's heavy when you build it by yourself.
Well, yeah, and it's one of those 50-60 pounds. That's not that heavy until you're like out here. Then you're like,
try carrying a 5/8 sheet of drywall by yourself.
5/8 is heavy. That's heavy. A half is heavy if you get, all depends on where you're carrying it to. But a 5/8, that's real heavy.
And then I want to double it on top of that.
Yeah, what he did. Yeah, that looks
cool.
Man,
look at it like this. You're only doing it one time, so
I'm hoping so.
All right,
so let's go to the next one.
I think it's another picture. Yeah, I think it's one more. It's one more. I think it is
one more.
Oh no, it's going to the next.
It's the
so
box
this is
of
showing all the stuff that came in.
Yeah, I can go out of here and see.
Yeah, you can go out of that. Okay, yeah, click on that picture right there, the door. So that one. Thank you. So going over the theme of the basement, like right? That. So the whole point of this was the basement, in my opinion, should be a special place that transports you away from the rest of the house. So every time you go down there, you don't feel like you connected to the house, right? So you want to feel like. So one of my favorite places to go watch movies, any like big blockbuster, any like huge movie. I love Dolby Cinema. It used to be IMAX, but I got converted to Dolby Cinema. So that's how I like to watch. And as my plans changed, as far as my sort of like when you say end game, I'm like, it came to me like I want to do a commercial theme environment in the basement. So I'm talking down to the signs, the signage, to the whole flow, the whole thing. And I was sitting AMC and just look at every little detail because all those little touches would make people feel like they're not in the house. It made them feel like they're actually somewhere else. So as we do the tour, I got a video tour on the Instagram too, but you'll see I got the signage for all the rooms, the bathrooms, and all that. So right here, we're looking at this door. It got a keypad on it, for a code to get into it. It says authorized personnel only. So if you go walk in, we walk through the door, you look to the right, and you see that, you feel like, oh, that's where all the gears, that's all equipment. Only authorized person allowed in, to give you that touch of that feel like I'm actually walking into a movie theater. And the whole thing with the whole entryway that I got from Steven was when I saw his, I'm like, that's gonna be perfect because when you walking in Dolby Cinema, you don't walk right into the theater. You just it's that anticipation that's building that you're going to watch the movie. That's why they do that. And I was like, I want that try to capture that same feeling at the house. That anticipation when you walk in, because I looked at from magazines back in the day, from Home Theater Interiors to Home Theater Magazine, all those great bills for decades, right? Whenever you open the door, you in the room, right? You're in the front, you come in through the front, or you coming in through the back, you enter in and you right into the room. I wanted something like a buffer, just like at the cinema complex, to build that anticipation every time you walk into it, like I'm going to the movies. So Steven's design work. Not only does it work as a functional piece of the room, but it also works as the vision of a commercial theme of what I'm trying to do. As you see behind me, like this whole wall, like the number one is only one cinema, so the number one. Actually, that was my wife's idea. So she's like, you should put a number on the door. So I was like, yeah, that works. What we were trying to do down here, and this whole wall is black, as you can see, right? And then as I spin it around here, you can see. Then there's the bar area. So it's like, look at it like it's a luxury bar and lounge area. So for the people who, I don't want to be sitting in a dark room. I want to be social. So for the people who want to watch a movie, they can be in there watching a movie. For people who want to be social and look at sports, it's a TV behind the bars, a TV on the other side of this wall that's behind, that I'm facing. So they could just chill in this area and socialize and drink and be merry and whatever. Don't have to worry about being in the dark room trying to socialize by people who really want to watch a movie. So I want to create a spirit, or hey, we just chill here before we go watch a movie. And when you're looking at this wall behind me, look at it, it feels like, hey, am I really in somebody's house, or am I really I got in my car and I actually drove somewhere? And that's that feeling I try to capture. So anyway, so
it looks great.
So that you click on the next picture there. That's show you the inside of the closet.
Okay, let me get to it.
This is the initial. So we were talking about those transformers. See those two boxes there to the left?
Yep.
On the bottom? Those are the transform for the LEDs. And they have these built-in fans in them. Yeah, they oversized for what we're doing, but whatever. So the rack now looks actually a little bit different because I took the door off for better ventilation for one thing. And then and I added a new custom touch to it. We'll get to that later. So you check those out. But that's in this room is where I have, when I do the video tour too, when we walk through, you'll see I got all my old DVDs in there and, you know, Blu-rays and all that stuff is also inside that closet when you first walk in. And this is a 42U rack made by Strong AV. And the reason why I picked this rack because when I was doing my research with all the, you know, like, oh, you can just go to Amazon and you can buy your own rack and piece together. And I was hearing about all the nightmares, but they don't send all the right stuff. And I'm like, no, I don't have time. Just let me find, it got to be a company that make one already. It's already made. And Strong AV, they already come already made. All you got to they come on a pallet. And you just take it off. It comes with caster wheels on it already, and you good.
Mid-Atlantic has them already built too. There's another company called VRAC that you know they just come pre-palleted also.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
So it
looks like you got the control for there. You got the kaleidoscope. The I saw the Lumigen.
We'll get to that during the tour, right?
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Let's keep
some
that.
of this stuff is some of these items are carryovers from the old theater. Like I would say about 5 components, 6.
Yeah. How you liking that Summit Hi-Fi?
Oh man, I love them, man.
They're beasts.
Amir's great to work with. Cool thing about these amps, man. They made in some of the same factories as some of these big name brands, and it's built on the same type of chassis. One thing about these, they're modular. So see those each blue LED. So if any one of those modular, it's like cartridge, like cards, right? So if one of those goes out, it'll turn red.
Yeah.
So when those amp modules go out, you just pop the top, call Amir and say, hey man, one of the amp modules went out. Can you send me another? He send you another one. You just pop that one out, pop the new one in, and you got power again.
Nice.
Yeah, they're really good, man. I have the same. I have the A5 or A7 for review. Yeah, the A7. So
yeah, I got 2 A7s.
Yeah, I've been reviewing them. They're really good, man. And I like the whole LED function with the lights, and you can change the
that's
colors.
pretty cool too. You can go through all the different screens for the retro look for the meters and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's a budget friendly blue Macintosh.
Yeah, they were real fun putting them in that rack too, because they like on close to 90 pounds a piece.
They're heavy. They're really, really heavy. Yeah, you definitely need help to put them.
No, it was just me. It was just me putting them in there.
Yeah, the rack was hard getting in here.
Yeah, I actually pinched my finger on the bottom one trying to get it in there. That felt really nice.
Yeah. Let's see. So we got some more. I know we're coming up at a 2-hour mark, so I know everyone is eager to see a tour. So maybe, I don't know if you still have other stuff you want to cover, but we can start.
Yeah, but if you have, we can. But if you had any more questions, we can answer them. But yeah, I can.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Let's see. I don't see any more in the chat. Thanks, Fred. I know it was already late, so Fred had to hop off, but Let's see. Yeah, no more questions in the chat. So I think we can hop to the fun part, which is what everyone is wanting to see. And I'm sure we're going to start
Anxious to
getting
see.
questions.
Eagerly waiting.
All right. So I'm going to switch over here to join on my
And
phone.
I'll stop. I just stop sharing and once you add that, I just mute you on this side. Okay. And once you flip it out, I'll just put it full screen. Yeah, so I think you need to unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
On the phone.
Unmute on the phone.
There you go.
All right. Let's see. Let's flip the phone around.
Yeah, we're getting some feedback. Let's okay.
Yeah, just turn your laptop down.
Yeah, turn your laptop volume down.
Yeah, let me do that.
Or you can even just hang up from the laptop and then stay on your phone and then reconnect. Except if Mario wants to stay on the laptop.
All right. Let's see. Is there a way to flip the camera to the other side?
Yeah, there should be. If you go, there should be like a settings and camera. You should be able to flip it.
Just trying to find. I think I left my phone out there, so I could tell them how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking for the icon.
There, let me go grab my phone real quick.
So I think another way is if you hang up and when you reconnect, you get the option to choose what camera you want.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
there might be you can do that too. But there was remember I was just discussing that the other day where you had to like hit something for it to even show up. Like you had to hit your own face or something like that. And then it pops up the options.
So tap on the screen and see. The easiest would be to just hang up on your phone, reconnect, and then choose. When you're joining, just choose the back camera.
Okay. All right. Give me a second.
Try that. Try that. Let's see.
All right, I'm trying to join with my phone so I can just tell you.
I like his entryway. It's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to find out where he got that sign made from. I need to hit them up and get me one of those.
You're not alone, man.
Yeah, I mean that's
It looks like his camera.
I'm gonna have to start 3D printing right there.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, he got that from Paul. Did he 3D print that from you?
Yeah, pretty much one letter at a time, man.
Yeah.
Probably make it to where you could put some LEDs on behind it.
Yeah, he's got them too, I think.
That's cool.
Well, let me know how much it costs, Paul.
Okay. Yeah, we got it now. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna put you full screen now.
All right. So I'm gonna make this quick as possible. So
you're good, man. We got a half hour. You're good.
All right.
Or longer if we need it.
Oh yeah, it's worth the wait.
Yeah, I want to cut. We don't do this too often, so I just want to keep it. So when you come up, this is upstairs. So.
Oh wow! You even got a glass door on that. That's pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Little touches like that. That's cool.
Yeah. So when you come down into the basement, this is what you see.
See Gladiator.
And above, yeah, some Star Wars. Yeah, I like that. It's the little things that add up. It really is. There you go. You know where the cinema is? That's cool.
The 3D for you 3D fans.
Oh,
wow.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Done. All right, so the supply room. That's the wife's room.
Some records.
Storage right there. This is a little retro, little old school.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Old school curio cabinet. Like, man.
Yeah.
Got the restroom sign. I like that.
Yep. It's the bathroom. So got the automatic soap,
That's
dispenser,
awesome.
hand towel.
Cool.
Hey, Terrence,
Sign-
just want to
same
make sure
signage.
you're connected to Wi-Fi, right? We're getting
Yep.
a little bit of judder.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
I think it's good now.
Yeah, you just got to slow down on the panning because the video is a little choppy. But yeah, we can hear you though.
Okay. I'm going to connect to the Wi-Fi down here.
There you go.
I'm just going to swap over. All right. How's it now? Is it better?
Yeah, it seems to be doing better. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
There we go.
All right. So into the bar area. So I try to have something for any and everybody. So this is the bourbon area.
I'd be in that whole area right there. All of that area.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's got the little light up boxes too, man. Everybody's making me jealous with those light up liquor boxes.
Yep, I guess I'm gonna have to make me one, man. What the heck?
All right, and let's see, and then birthday gift from my little brother gave me this some years ago.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, are those shades are they automatic shades that you have over there on that other window?
Oh no, it's just handshake. You just roll them up and down.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is digital movie poster. You can customize it, do all kind of stuff with it. I had the free one, but this one you can just go crazy as far as like customization and borders. And the owner's always coming up with new stuff to add, all kind of themes. You just, you one of those tinkerer people, man. You can just go nuts.
What size is that display?
This is 42 inch.
Okay.
That's about the right size, actually. It looks good. Yeah.
But you said this was from the company Digital Movie Poster?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, you can do custom banners. You can load your own movie posters on it, and like this, he made this custom banner right here for me at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And they have like different animations and all kind of stuff that you can do.
That's cool.
So this custom sign here, it does light up.
I know that wasn't cheap.
Oh, that looks cool. That's exactly what I was just saying. I didn't know it actually did that. That is cool. Yeah. I like that.
It's my favorite part, man.
just from
beautiful.
Just from doing signage for my wife's office, I know that wasn't cheap.
Yeah, most custom stuff is not. So when you first open the door, then these lights come on. The green, they automatically come on when you first come in. It's a motion right there. So you look to the right. This is the
authorized personnel only.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks cool.
And then keypad there. Let
me get that code, man.
They'll come in. Here's the rack.
Cool.
How he's even got an LED Dolby Home Cinema plate. I like that.
My goodness.
That's cool.
So I'll turn everything on.
So start from the top and tell us what you got for equipment since you're in there.
Yeah, this
that's cool. Yeah, you still got old school. Bunch collection.
So I got a display case, so I can take all my memorabilia out of here and out of storage, and it's going to go here, right? It's going to replace the Darth Vader helmet thing, so it's going to go here, and it's all going to be lit up, so all that memorabilia would be right here.
Nice.
Yeah. So, all right, let's start with equipment. So, this is this network switch. It's just an 8-port one, managed network, something simple. This here's a little something I got off Amazon. It tells you humidity, temperature, and all that good stuff. It's backlit. Panamax, Lumigen.
Is that the 4242?
Yes, sir.
I know that thing pretty well.
Yeah. 4K Apple TV, Lionsgate, Panasonic 9000.
How many terabytes?
Strato C? Yeah, I was going to say.
8 terabytes.
Okay.
Yeah, I went with 8 because I was just dipping my toes in the Kaleidoscape pool.
Yeah.
Not go too crazy. I figured if I wanted more terabytes, then I could catch someone selling one or something like that. So again, allergic to MSRP. Then you got this is the digital, so you can take all your Blu-rays and you can catalog it, and that's how you guys know how that works. So
Yeah.
I keep that there. This is the JBL Synthesis SE.
Funny because I got the exact same one right here.
So is that the version that's like the Trent off?
No, that's the one above this one.
Okay.
So this is 16 channels. The other one it can do above it can do that's made by Trent, the 16, 32, and you can just keep adding margins depending on how big your cinema is. So
right.
I'm not going over 16 channels. I'm good, and this does a great job with direct live. So it's a very and I went with this one too because it has Dante capabilities as well.
Okay.
So I know that is the future with amp. So you really want to get into like the amp details of like
I think that has IMAX enhanced too, right? IMAX enhanced decoding too.
Yeah. So let me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It has it all.
Yeah, it has everything. Yep.
Yeah. Croson amp. This is the speaker power 8000.
There you go, Chuck.
Yep, Chuck's looking at getting some of those Crosons.
He's got the Crosons.
Oh, he's got them. Oh yeah, that's right. With the amp.
So and this is the speaker power 8000. This powers the subs like 4,000 watts per channel. I think when they bench test this thing, you can do. I think it does over 5,000. Really, really conservative when it comes to the
wow.
So it can do over 5,000 per channel.
Wow, that's crazy.
This is one of the holdovers from the last theater. I was running all Crown at the old theater, but this is doing the wide channels. And of course the Summer Hi-Fi. You guys are familiar with these.
Yeah, those look good.
I like them. I like those. Yeah. Those are digital meters, right?
Yep. So you can
graphic EQ.
I'm old school. I like that. You know,
it does the same thing.
I don't know why. It's just one of those like, I love that. I don't know why.
Some hi-fi. Who you mentioned a mirror?
He's the owner.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the owner of it.
From Audio Science Review?
No, not that. He's based in Canada. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, so we're coming out of the AV closet, and
look at the trash can.
I know. I was just saying, is that just me noticing? Like even the trash cans. Like...
Yeah, the chat has been raving about the trash can.
extra sign. So this sign is a glow in the dark extra sign. So when you turn it off, it flips. So that red turns black, and then the exit is actually white. So
cool.
Yeah, it's just an added effect to when you leave in the theater, you know. Okay, and then up here, this is the access panel to go. I push that up to move up to get to the projector.
Okay.
And all this is wrapped in corkboard and DMD black fabric, the same fabric that's on the walls. It's kind of hard to see, but
yeah, we can see the cuts.
Yeah. All right. So now we're about to step into the theater. And
just try somebody's saying just try to pan a little bit slower. You're good to go.
All right. So So this was slow. All right. So
rear entry.
Yep.
Love it. I love the way that looks, man. That looks awesome.
Very clean.
Yeah.
So give us. I don't think we talked about the dimensions. What was the original dimensions, and then what did the room end up being?
So the original dimensions, like at the widest point of the room, is like over 22 feet. So right now it's 22 and some change at the widest points up there where the screen is, and the room is 31 feet deep. Because remember, I'm sorry, I'm panning too fast. Let me go a little slow here. So this wall here is the base trap wall.
Okay.
It's projected up there.
Oops, I think I knocked it out.
Hold on. Let me put him back on there.
Oh,
there you go.
All right. So this is the base trap wall. So as we're coming back out of the theater, see that wall there where the trash can is?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's over 30 feet.
okay.
So remember this wall here, this is a false wall.
Right.
So
just filled with insulation.
Right. So you got insulation in between it, right? And then you have 2-inch ductboard on both sides.
Gotcha.
So when the base hits back here, it just tears the waves up, like it destroys them. So
Right.
So it does a great job of taking care of standing base waves.
Yeah, I like the accents. The little details really make everything stand out. I really like that. The blue light, or whatever. I'm assuming any color you want. And
I keep it blue. I don't care about I don't care about any other color but blue.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, and I like the lights, even the little sconces you have up there.
So the cool thing about these lights, they can let's see if I can. They swivel, and you can. Not only do they swivel, but let me see if I can get in closer so you can.
Yeah, they have like a cup on the.
So you can push them in, and you can choose what degree you want to have them.
Oh, cool.
That is pretty cool.
So they can point straight down, or you can find what degree you want them at, and then you can swivel them 360 degrees.
Okay, so that little plate or that little cup on the back has like a reflector in it to where you can like
no
hot spot.
No, it's black. It's like
okay. Huh.
Yeah, so you can flush it or you can just push on it. Like okay, let's see.
Right here. This one closer.
It's closer, so
I don't think you own it.
All right, see.
Oh, okay. That is the light. Okay.
So the whole light.
It looked like the light was up. Okay, we see it.
See,
now.
I'm about to make it flush.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It looked like the light was up top, and then there was some sort of shroud. But yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. That's cool. I like that.
Pushing it.
Yeah, and then you can angle it and do whatever you want with it. That's cool.
Yep.
That is cool.
And you can change the temperature. So I didn't want the warm color. I wanted the 5,000 K, which is white, versus having that, the warm color or whatever.
Like 3,200.
Yeah, 32. So it has different temperatures that you can choose. These seats are Apex. They're from Seacraft. Apex is the line, and this color is midnight blue. So how they advertise it looks a lot bluer in the advertisements than they do in person. Because I thought they sent me the wrong color. I'm like, these are not. They say, but
they photoshopped it. So anyway, they're here now. But that's not. You can see the blue in them, and then as you can see, they kind of turn black when.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see. I'm on the website now. They definitely do look blue.
Oh yeah, and that's the blue I wanted to give some contrast in here. They give it that pop. But when they showed up this color, I'm like, okay, that's false advertisement, but whatever.
Yeah, no, they definitely look navy blue.
All right, so the chairs, I thought they were going to end up being a lot wider, and they were going to end up filling up this area here, but it didn't. So I didn't want anyone to hurt themselves. So I always like these tables. These are actually real film reels. There's real film in there. And I always liked them. And I said, you know what? Why not get those to put in that area that way? You know, people can see that it's something there they want to strip and fall off. So coming back out here.
I like the angled step too. I was going to do that in my theater, but I decided to go against it.
And these chairs, they all light up as well. Let's see.
Oh, cool.
So.
Oh, yeah.
I never use them, but it's cool for photo.
Yeah.
It's
for the initial walk-in, and then it's like, all right, turn everything off. We're watching a movie.
Yeah. Now, it would be cool if they had it where they was some kind of way with like Wi-Fi enabled or somewhere where you can time into your lighting.
Yeah.
You know, or you can dim them, but no, if you can dim them, but you can't. So they haven't gotten it. Someone hasn't thought of that yet, but somebody will.
How big is your screen? I don't know if somebody already asked you that or not.
No, so the screen is 12 feet wide, so it's 160 diagonal.
Okay.
That's 240.
Yeah, 235 to 1.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Same size that Don has.
And what make is the screen?
So this is made by XY Screens.
Okay, yeah.
They 4K. So if you're on the AVS forums, you know a guy named Pixel Pusher.
Mm-hmm.
He did extensive. He went really he did a really good job of testing all of the screens and showing their strong points, their weak points, and all that. And matter of fact, Bobby Digital, Ben, he point me in that direction and said, "Man, you got to check him out. You guys," he said, "I use the screen material. I didn't use the frame, but I used the material." He said, it's fantastic. He said, and we got data to back up their performance. So I was like, yeah, send me the info. Went out and did some research, did my reading. I was like, yeah, this is the way to go for me. And I am super, super happy with the performance of this material. Far as the weave, you cannot see this weave. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
You cannot see it. And, as far as my measurements, as far as, when we doing calibration, no issues. I mean, it's even in the data for the spreadsheet that Pixel Pusher put together about, the sound and all that coming from the behind the screen with the recommended speaker distance and the whole nine. So, I highly recommend the company.
So, and then your projector that you're projecting, I think I remember seeing the box. It was the same one I got, NZ8.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Did you do a lens or anything like that? Since it's
no lens. I didn't do a lens. Again, I wanted to, but I started looking into like where we're getting into certain areas of the build because we were going back and forth between the theater and outside the theater. And I was like, I feel like we're not getting any traction. I said, let's just finish the outside first, knock everything out here, and then the last thing then we'll just focus on the theater. And so when we started focusing on the theater, I was like, again, with custom stuff, it's a lot of unknown. So you don't know, and stuff it's constantly like kind of like popping up that you didn't budget for. And I was like, I may, let's see how we looking after, because I'm, when we said and done, I decided to just go ahead and just skip it, man.
No,
I'm not upset.
You got the Lumigen doing the
Yeah.
stretching anyway, so it's
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
you don't necessarily need it.
So
but
how
it's
far from the screen do you sit for your first row?
front row is about 12 feet, and the second row is 18.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So here, matter of fact, this is between the front row.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of leg room there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Plenty
nice to
of
have
room.
that 30-foot depth, man. I wish I
Yeah.
had that.
See, do this button here. Give me a second.
Yep. And you can still squeeze in there right now. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, it looks cool.
Nice.
Yeah, those are nice, man. So you have control 4. What's your you control everything from your
So grab that remote from me.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
You got the Halo.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, this is the touch, Halo Touch. So
yeah, that's cool.
Got the K word, the
Yeah, not allowed to say that.
yeah.
Don't play anything so we don't get a copyright strike.
controversy with a K.
Yeah.
No,
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one.
What's weird to me is that been a home theater for a long time, like a lot of you guys as well, and I never seen a product that puts people in their feelings as much as this one does.
I'm telling you.
It's like, okay, I get it. It's almost up there with the Apple versus Android thing in a way.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hate how much it costs. We understand it, and it's like the same thing. You're overpaying for memory, but people don't look. Guess what? They say stuff like, "Oh well, it's for the rich or people that's rich." No, it's people in the hood that drive Lamborghinis and Bentleys and stuff. My thing is, it doesn't matter. It's not geared to a 1% or whatever. It's like, say if a person's a video file, right, and that's all he care about concentrating and focusing on in his room, he's gonna have the best screen, best projector, best OLED or whatever it is, and maybe his sound is not up to what you think it should be, but he's in heaven because that's what his focus of what he loves, right? If you got a collector who loves movies and want the best movie watching experience and he's probably sick, he's like, man, I have no more storage, my wife is on me, or I just don't have no place to put all this stuff. The Kaleidoscope seems like the answer for me.
Yeah,
He may
and
not
it just works,
the best
man.
TV in the world. He may not have the best sound system in the world, but he got a Kaleidoscope because that's what's important to him, right?
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with if it's this or that. And my
Look,
thing
our
is,
viewer count's going up. Keep mentioning Kaleidoscope.
No,
it's your hobby. It's your hobby. It's what you want to spend your hobby money on.
Which is a good segue, right? Because we have them coming on the show in about 2 weeks. So, feel free to join us, and come ask all your questions to them. We'll have.
And look, we're not afraid to ask the tough questions either. I'm a dealer for them. I'm still not afraid to ask them the tough questions, right? So
I look at it like this too. I'm gonna say this one thing about it. I've always wanted, when I saw it over 20 years ago, I liked it. It cost, and guess what? Over 20 years ago, when it first came out,
30 and 40,000.
It was $20,000 something dollars back then. It's cheaper than it is. It's cheaper than it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people who, I'm probably telling my age here, but they don't understand how much it was before that. And then think about this one last thing I'm gonna leave you with. If on the K word, do they complain about the space and all that, but do you know what you got to do so Hollywood can sleep good at night, knowing no one's going to hack their stuff, and what kind of security you got to put on them hard drives?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so you're paying for that. So if Hollywood feels good enough and they can sleep at night knowing that no one's pirating their stuff off this system, that's where a lot of that cost is coming from. You know,
I feel your pain, Bobby Digital. Bobby Digital says, "Trust me, I'm moving away from DIY. Just lost my Synology NAS with 20 terabytes backed up."
Yeah, if that happens to me, I'm buying a K-Skip the next day.
Well, and that is the key that people don't understand. They always ask me, "Oh, what kind of RAID backup do you have?" RAID is not backup.
Yeah.
No form of RAID
is
a backup. It is a uptime.
It's a
That's
quick
all
get
RAID
backup.
It has
the only
nothing
backup
to
is
do with backup.
is another drive. That's it.
It is separate, offsite, same data. That is a backup. RAID is, a piece of hardware failed, but I can still stay up and run and order another drive. It is not a backup.
Not all,
There's a big misunderstanding on that for everyone that starts to do it. It's like, no, if you have 18 terabytes, you need 36 terabytes of drives, one offsite, one on site,
preferably a different geographical area, right?
Yeah.
you might have a flood going to your basement and then your backup drive.
I don't know that movies are that important, but yeah. I mean, if you lose your whole city, it's like, movies are gonna be the last thing.
And that's the thing. You got people who just don't want to deal with all that maintenance.
I totally get that part of it. That, like I said, only thing that people complain about with the K word is the price. That to me does speak a lot of volumes. That's the only thing people complain about.
I mean, it's not even the price of the player.
It's not even the price.
I think it's the price of the storage, right?
Storage.
Is
the storage
really driving that now. Because now that we got a player for $4,000, MSRP, which I'm sure, he's allergic to MSRP. So I'm sure he didn't pay MSRP for his.
That's awesome. But still,
hey, let me tell you something. My mom told me, no ain't never killed nobody. You don't know till you ask, right?
Exactly.
So it's a lot of competition out there, so ask around, like with anything.
Exactly.
It's just like DIY, right? So when we talk about DIY, some people, with the subwoofer, all the subwoofer companies we have now. Before, I remember it was not that many. It's so many now, and people like, oh well, you could build a sub for much as what they're talking about, but people don't have the time, the tools, or the know-how. I just don't want it. They just want to plug and play.
Shit, you got to spend $1,000 in tools just to build a box.
Yeah. Yep. They just want to plug and play solution. They don't want to do all that.
Exactly.
That's fine, right? Yep. And for the people who to come down on someone who don't want to go GSG or do a kit from Parts Express or whatever, saying you get more bang for your buck. Yeah, but they probably don't want to do that.
Yep.
So
and I'm only doing it like I'm doing some 18s and stuff just because I used to do it in car audio, and now I'm like, I've always thought about it, and now I'm finally like, I just want to do it, not because I think I'm going to get better performance or anything. It's just, hey, I want to do it for fun. I want to build my own. I want to power my own. You know what I'm saying? Right. Not because I think, my system's going to be better. It's just like, it's just part of the hobby.
Right. So it just. Hey, there's no right or wrong, That's exactly. Like if you want to do DIY, great. You don't have to force it down somebody else's throat.
So the front, let's talk about some speakers because we haven't mentioned. I mean, we know you got triads, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what are you running across the front three? Are they triad gold, silver, platinum?
Yeah, so they're golds. The LCR golds, the wides and tops. The bed layer and the heights all silvers except for the surround backs that are LCR bronze.
Okay.
So here's, I don't know if you,
and then
preaching to the choir here about the triads, but one thing about triad is they all sound the same. They just the levels are just built upon what size room they're in.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And subwoofer, what brand subwoofers do you have again?
So these are GSGs with what's it? Lavoce drive 21-inch drivers in them.
Okay.
Nice.
And you picked those up from the GSG, the
GSG.
boxes.
Yes, GSG.
And you built them yourself, or you contracted it out for somebody to build them?
No, so GSG has a service now where they actually
they can
build and
for
finish.
you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they'll build them and finish them out for you, and then just ship them to you. So I did a one-stop shopping with him. I had him build them, and I also bought the amp through him as well. So
The power sound.
Mm-hmm.
So how many subs you got in the room?
Just 2.
Okay, the 2 up front.
Yeah, just 220.
Yeah, it's 21s anyways. That's
Yeah.
plenty, right?
Yeah, that's plenty of volume.
Yeah, I got plenty here.
You had
I can't outdo what they, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna reach their limits in here, you know. So
no. You had the Croson amplifier. Are you using that for the Croson butt kickers, or are you using it for something else?
Using them on the front 3 chairs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because they're on a concrete slab. So
right. So you do have the Croson butt kickers then.
Yeah. So the was one of the amazing thing about these subs is that even before the crunches, they will shake the seats. Like when they get down into the teens and all this, and that's on concrete. And I didn't think they were gonna be that powerful enough to do that. But you still get more tactical without if you didn't have the crunches up front. You still get more tactical on the second row than the front row. But it's still amazing that when they go sub-center, they're able to move those seats. So because they're tuned at 16 hertz, but that's measured outside in the front yard. You know what I'm saying? So in room gain, you know, you're gonna get a lot lower.
So one thing that we didn't I know we didn't have time for some of these pictures, but room treatment wise, I saw some sound panels on the ceiling. And then obviously you double drywalled, right? But what did you do for after you double drywalled? We saw some boxes that you were building. You said you used 2-inch ductboard to do your. Now, did you line the whole room with that, or did you choose certain areas?
So I'm gonna head back out to the get back on the laptop. Are we done it?
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to see in here? Are we good?
Good.
I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Got the snack tray and everything.
All right, so get back to the. All right, I'm gonna get up, leave the phone, and hop back on to.
Sure.
Did I ever leave?
Here, well, we can remove it. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I think we got you now.
So this is that picture of the duct board.
There we go.
With the I think that's the wide speaker there.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, I'm back on the laptop. Okay, blow this back up. So I think if we go to Instagram, we can see better pictures of the duct board. I think I got better pictures.
Okay.
So
you're the Instagram guy.
Yeah, let me go back.
So is that a 726 or a 926?
This is a 926. Yeah.
Instagram post. Okay, so what are we looking for?
So let's scroll back down. Okay, yeah. Click on that picture. Yeah, that one.
This one?
Mm-hmm. So that's the base trap wall. If you open up the door and when we come into the theater,
Yeah.
See that's all ductboard there inside there, and see that piece that little rectangular piece that's going to go in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we cut it so we can pop it in that part. So that's ductboard. Click on the next picture for me. Right? See, that's a better picture of the ductboard. You see, it's 2 inches thick.
Mm-hmm.
So it's full on one side, and then you got the black. So some of them they'll be yellow on without the black backing, and some of them but they all have full on the back on the back side. And click on the next picture. All right, so that's all ductboard in between, and then in between there is the done this fabric track on both sides, so you can stuff the fabric in.
Okay.
And you know that fabric, actually, when we bought that, when I ordered it, I thought I was ordering black, but it wouldn't let me put it through. So I had to call and speak to the gentleman. And when he ordered it, I thought he was ordering black, but when it came in, it was white. And we didn't know it until we opened the box. And I thought we were going to have to send it back, but it ended up working pretty good because the outline of it was white around all that black, and it worked out.
It gave contrast to the room, so.
Yeah. So the entire room, once you made these compartments for the fabric track, did you put the entire room in ductboard, or did you leave some of them open?
The entire room is ductboard,
okay,
except for both false walls.
The false wall in the back is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
The
front,
base trap wall.
Yeah, base trap
is
ductboard.
But the front false wall is not.
Right.
So just the sides, and then the back false wall, and then this little wall in the hallway you're looking at.
Yeah.
But the back wall, when you first come in make that left as you're going up on the first riser, that back wall.
Where the exit sign is.
This wall right here.
Yeah, that's all sheet.
That's not.
Yeah. So no diffusion at all, just all absorption in the room?
No, it's diffusing the room. So click on the next.
Maybe another one.
Next one. Let's see. All right, see that? See that corner right there? See that foil tape there?
Yeah.
That's the diffusion.
That's the diffusion.
Right
okay.
there.
So those are your So that first panel, if you move your mouse to the right, one more right there. That's a combo panel. Go to the left. That's a combo. That's a combo, and then next one is absorption.
Okay. So on the plan, Stephen
put together.
Plan, you have to look at the plan. In each section, it'll call for absorption or
reflection.
Yeah.
So you're just turning the ductboard around for
no. That's using 2-inch foil tape, and you space it 2 inches apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Freaking genius.
All right. It's a DIY. It's a DIY form.
That's.
But it works.
No, I've heard of the foil using foil tape before, so I was just curious because that's why I was asking. Did you use ductboard in the whole entire room? You know. But then you substituted, right?
Yeah, it's not dead in there. So. Let's go. What's the next picture? I don't know. I can't remember the next picture. Yeah, so you can see right there, and you see the fabric.
Yep. So, man, this thing turned out really, really nice, man. I mean, I'm sure these pictures don't even do it justice, but it looks phenomenal.
You're just gonna give Don sleepless nights of ideas.
He's already upgrading, man.
Yeah, we don't move that theater by another 3 months.
No.
It's a labor of love, man.
From design to finish, like how long was the whole process?
We started in August and wrapped up in
August 2023.
Started in August of 23 and wrapped it up in September of. September. We just the way it went that long.
Like 13 months.
Yeah.
Or a month.
No, 13 months.
13 months. Okay.
And like I said, the last thing we was waiting on was the chair, the seating. It kept getting pushed. It would have been finished longer than well, the room was finished before I was just waiting on seats.
Okay.
I'd be in there with a lawn chair.
Yeah, I was in there with a
Home Depot. Shit, I'd be in there with a Home Depot bucket. I don't know about you.
I remember that.
4 croissants underneath your Home Depot bucket. You're like, oh.
Yeah, you guys did a really good job of getting the whole Dolby
I
10
love everything about this. I love the sitting area. I love the bar. The sign.
That sign is amazing, man.
Yeah, the details that you put into this is just phenomenal.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, it is definitely what home theater of the month, man. You put in, you put in plenty of work. You put Mario to work. You were Super Mario on it, man. So
yeah,
it was a lot of late nights. I tell you.
So does Mario got keys to the Lamborghini or what?
He better have keys, dude.
Yeah.
It was fun though.
He probably has like a basement entry, man, like an underground entry that terrorists don't even know about.
Mario's got a room in the back there. We didn't show that.
he's got a custom green pipe he comes in and out.
I know, right?
It's like infinite access.
Man, no, this has been really amazing.
You said that a couple people have been over. Do you host like get-togethers and stuff like that, Terrence?
That's like the first 2 people who came over from like they actually traveled from out of town to come to hang out because I work a lot and I'm hardly ever here, so this is our down season right now, so this is the most I've been home.
I see.
So once it cranks back up, man,
got to pay for all that gear some way, right?
Pay for it, man.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
That kaleidoscope ain't cheap.
He said.
Oh man, come on.
See what you're paying.
Okay. Oh, so how many people on here actually own one?
Well, 3 of us. You, Michael, and myself. I got 2 of them actually.
I'm the only one that doesn't own one, and there's a reason why. I'm an IT guy. I do network, NAS, and all that stuff. Like that's
Well, see, that's in your will
for me. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's not a thing for me.
Right.
It's not a difficulty for me. So I'm like, well, why would I pay for someone that, it's like
Strato V, okay.
Yeah.
It's within arm's reach.
I had it in for review for a couple of months. I had to send it back as a review unit. But yeah, I'm definitely planning on getting one. So at least I've had it hands-on in the home theater, tried it out. I really know what it's about, but it had to go back because it was review unit. So, but yeah, I think 2025, it's on my list.
Yeah. And he's a video file too.
And I'm a video file too. So it's like, TV quality. Yeah. So yeah. It's I feel like I can talk about it. At least I've gotten to experience it in-house, so it's really great if you can get it.
It's super convenient. And I gotta say right now, one of the best like killer things I've been loving, the early releases.
That's one of the reasons why I was like, ooh, now that the cheap one, it's like where I would just want to get it for the early, 30 days for a party or an event, get it much earlier.
And you think about like it's $30 for new releases, but if you take your wife, kid, whoever, add in gas going back and forth, snacks, all stuff. Yeah, you spending way more than $30.
Yeah, but you know what? You can rent that new release for $8 too.
Yeah, you don't even have to buy it.
You don't even have to buy it.
You can rent it, and if you like it, then you buy it.
I did get burned on some new ones, man. Well, I tell you,
you bought them and you didn't like them, or
yes, like straight. I'm talking
Yeah.
dumpster juice on a hot August day at 3 p.m.
That's like
Atlanta.
that's like 8 out of every 10 movies that has come out in the
Like-
last 2-3 years, though.
There's
Right.
a lot of them that
The
are
quality of bad movies coming out it's like almost video game. It's horror. It's crazy.
It's like, man, it's like, it's
Yeah.
but the one you just watched, I didn't even buy it. It was on Max, and I just watched it. Juror number 2 is
Oh yeah.
Clint Eastwood directed it. That was a really good movie.
Yeah, I
So-
talked about that a couple weeks back. I
Mm.
watched that here. Yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
A nice little twist to it, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Have any of y'all seen The Brutalist yet? I know it's coming out, I think, this week on Tuesday.
The who?
The Brutalist.
No.
Okay.
No.
Never heard
It's
of
like
it.
3 hours and 35 minutes long. I'm like,
Wow.
I'm gonna wait till that one comes out on video because I don't think I could sit through that long without a bathroom break.
I've collected so many movies. I haven't even watched all of them.
Yeah, my backlog for movies.
Yeah, I'm
it's like
watching
3
old
years,
ones
man.
for the first time. Like,
I got like 3 years backlog of movies. And I used to avoid watching all the reviews of movies before they come out. But now I make sure I watch the reviews so I don't waste my time. Like once I watch a couple of reviews, I'm like, nah, I ain't watching this. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, I look
I'm
at
not
more so
paying-
what the audience is saying, more so than what the professionals are saying.
Yeah.
Because the audience will break but when both of them don't like it, that's
Yeah, I'm like, yep,
yeah,
I'm not even
yeah,
going.
that's. I watched a movie not too long ago that got higher reviews than what I think, and I was like, man, like what? I don't like.
Yeah.
It was not my cup of tea.
yeah.
So-
I want to watch that remake of the vampire movie that came out.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that. You guys were
but-
talking about that last week.
No,
Not
Nosferatu. Yeah, Nosferatu.
Yeah, I want to, but I don't want to get burned, man.
It's not. It's good. It's good. The audio in it's amazing too. Like
Yeah,
wow.
I heard the Atmos is supposed to be really, really good in that. So.
Yeah. I highly recommend it for sure. It's definitely worth the purchase. That was probably one of my favorite movie last year or this year, I guess, depending on.
Well, I'm gonna wait for it to come out and if
Yeah.
if it ever comes back. But my backlog is crazy, man. When it comes to watching movies, it's like shit. By the time I get to it, there might be a part 2.
So I'll give a
home theater. This is how you behind on movies.
I'm going to give a quick update on mine because I know we're running late. Just in
Yeah, you
case
want
people
to?
keep just in
You gonna
case
show us some
people were
pictures,
waiting.
right?
No pictures.
Oh, he's
No
gonna go
pictures.
live.
He's
Going
gonna
to the
show you
room
some
real quick.
videos.
Okay.
He's gonna go on his only home theaters page. Look at Mario. Mario cut the joke right there. You cut that joke, huh?
Oh yeah, I called it.
Ah,
Yeah.
man.
So
Oh,
just
yeah,
like Terrence, that's where my movie poster's going right there.
Okay.
So the kid put all the seats back. I didn't even realize that. So we got a screen up finally.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Gorgeous.
So we got a 160-inch Stewart screen up, and then I added all the back chairs.
Nice.
Yep, looks good.
So I opened this theater up at 3:00 this afternoon because I work from home today, and I saw all the seats. I literally didn't plug these seats in until like 11 o'clock last night, and then I see all these. I went to work at like 5 in the morning this morning, so I come back home at like 9 or 10, and then work from home for the rest of the day. And I came in at 3:00 and I see all the seats laid back. My son loves messing with these seats. So, yeah. So,
what's the dimensions of the room?
So it's 20. The total room, including back here, is 23 and a half by 18. But then I built the walls out kind of like you guys did. So I got above insulation back there, and I got R30 in the walls too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so we're 9 inches off the wall, So this is going to be my side surround. I don't know if I can show you. I mean, my wide, as long as that light. No, that light's messing up. But I'm going to use an angled in ceiling for my wides, so it'll go right towards the main listening positions.
What speakers are these again?
All Martin Logans.
Oh, Martin Logan. Okay.
Let me see.
And what are you gonna do for subs?
So I have two, or excuse me, 4 15-inch Rel 1508s, and then I have two monolith the 215s.
Nice.
So there's going to be 8 15s in here.
I think you need at least 5 more.
I got 4 10s going in the riser.
14.
4 10s are going to go in my riser that I built.
Okay.
So yeah, just
That's
like
gonna
you.
be. Gotcha.
I
Okay.
decided to go against the angled step just because of this, these kickouts on my couch here. I would have had to run that angled step way out.
What color are your walls?
So this is like a greenish color, like a light spinach green. But I'm going to put fabric over them. There's going to be panels. You're not going to see, but maybe a foot of reveal on the top and bottom.
What fabric did you decide to go with?
I haven't picked it yet, but probably the same one that you did. It's a DMD or
Black, Black.
or
let me tell you, that stuff is a fan favorite for a reason, man. It stretches. It's easy to work with versus gift for the main.
Oh, really?
It's way better. And then it doesn't reflect light. So your reflections in the room be great. What color did you go with as far as your black ceiling?
That is the tricorn. Let me try to turn off some lights here.
Oh, that's what I use.
Tricorn Black by Sherwin-Williams.
Sherwin-Williams, yeah.
Yep. That thing can be a work.
It'll be good. We could have afforded that. What's that paint? That dark paint that looked like you just reach your hand in the sky. I forget what's the name of that paint?
Yeah, I forget, but it was
It was
insane
the
for how much they
darkest
want
paint
for it.
on the market you could buy. And when you look up or whatever you paint, it's like you just put your hand right in it. That's how dark it is.
Yeah, I use the Tricone Black, but man, that thing, if you have kids, it's like a paint. It's like a magnet.
I don't know if you didn't prime it right or whatever, but I mean, I got handprints all over this stuff from
paint, so you're gonna always have it.
What I'm saying is I got dry. It looks like drywall, like that drywall, little smudges and stuff like that. I just wiped them off and it's perfectly fine. So I don't know if I haven't had that same experience that you have, Ike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got a triple layer of it on here, though. I mean, I put a triple layer, but you can see
I did double. I didn't do triple coat. But I think on the ceiling too is less noticeable, right? Than if you have it on the actual surround walls. But I mean, it looked good, but nothing beats a velvet, man.
No, you're correct. You're definitely correct. So yeah, I built so I'm doing bookshelves. So I'm all these little cubbies here are going to have actual bookshelves in them. So there's going to be 11 bed layer speakers.
Wow. Okay.
So, and then like I said, I got wiring here for each. Wiring for this, wiring for the step light down there, wiring for the rope light around the top, wiring for all the panels for each side, back. I'm actually going to put a center rear in also to play around with it. So, but yeah, and then the wiring over here. So there's like 9 different zones like I was talking about. But I'll tell you what, this screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a Stewart dealer yet, but I'm going to be, because this screen literally was 6 pieces and it snapped in together flawlessly after sitting in a box for 2 years.
Wow.
I mean, it was easy, and it's done really well. And this is a micro perf.
Yeah, I couldn't do micro pro. I said too. How far are you from your front row is gonna be from it?
So so right this is like 10 feet right here, the row, and about 18 feet from the back row.
Okay. Oh, that's a correction. I have my bed layer is 11 as well, not 9. I don't know what I was thinking.
So you got dual side surrounds then?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very nice. So I just want everybody an update on the Horizon home theater if you stayed on to watch that. But got a screen up and I'll be this weekend I'll be moving speakers in, man.
Nice. That's exciting.
Yeah. You and then you ready to tackle that fabric, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about ready, but yeah. So yeah, I bought a blade for my saw, for my table saw. So I plan on, because I'm gonna have LED on the sidewalls, like not straight up and down, like going through different patterns and stuff. So I plan on using like a one box you guys did, and then put the fabric track on top of that, a 2-inch fabric track, just a 1-inch fabric track, and I'm going to use a dado to kind of rip out the middle of that one by, so I can put the diffuser right inside of that.
Okay.
Mario will know what I'm talking. You guys that don't know about construction.
Or dado, you can use a router bit.
Yep.
Or what's that bit they call when you want to? I forget the name of the bit. I bought a whole set just to do that. I forget the name of it.
So yeah, I didn't want to do a totally nothing wrong with doing a total blacked out theater, but I did want a little bit of pop of color. The seats brown. I didn't want to do totally black. Said nothing wrong with it whatsoever. But I want a little bit of color in the room. So
you did all the wiring yourself?
The only thing I didn't do was electrical. So I hung all the drywall. I did finally pay somebody to actually finish the drywall. But I did all the framing. I built this area here is a garage. You can see the garage door right there.
Okay.
So I built the floor up. And you can see over here, it's a step down. I'm going to build a custom panel that'll move out of the way, so I never get any review subwoofers or anything, because this is an exit door. This is
out the door to the garage, right?
No, this goes to the outside.
Oh, okay.
So, but I'm going to build a custom panel that will come out. The hinges will pop out, and then the panel will move. So, and then all the windows are going to have window plugs that I can still list the window. I'm in Florida, man. I mean, I'm in South Florida where it's 100 degrees plus every day. So I want to have access to those windows just in case, they start to mildew or mold, or some of they're double paned hurricane windows. So sometimes the gas goes out of them, so you got to be able to access them just in case I need to replace something.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that's the progress. The screen was the progress for this week, and the other chairs. So I'll go ahead and go back.
What brand chairs are those?
Those are Seacraft.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Seacraft. My son put them up here. I'll put them back down so you can see what they look like down.
Yeah, you're going to love those Seacrafts, man. They're nice.
Oh, man, they're comfortable. You know what? I was on the Daily Hi-Fi show last night, after show with them, and I didn't let them know, but I damn it, I nodded if I was asleep up in the chair for the first time. I was in here nodded out, man. So that's what it looks like. I'm going to put, you talked about safety. I'm putting a cable railing from here around the back of here. so that nobody it'll be like a 4-foot cable rail, so nobody will fall off that.
Looking
Yeah,
good.
So
it's together, man. Yeah, it's looking good.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to seeing it all completed.
man, trust me, you and me both. These guys teased me for a year now about
We were
getting this
just
thing done.
we were
So
just providing motivation, man. We're
Yeah.
not
yes,
teasing. That's verbal motivation since we could have knocked you on the head. So
You know what movie you watching first? What's your first movie, man?
oh my sons are aimed at my son and my nephew. We got to watch Sonic 3.
oh boy.
I bet it sounds good too.
So my son and nephew already claimed, which is fine with me.
Yeah.
So, what was your first movie when you turned it on?
Man, let me see. The first movie I watched in there, believe it or not, was No Time to Die. That was the first one.
Oh, that's a good one though.
That is a classic, man.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
So go back and rewatch, just rewatching a whole lot of stuff. From as I watched, of course, caught up on all the new releases, and then I started going back, just rewatching all my favorites, So
yeah.
it's like a totally different experience from the last one. So
So my wife is finally happy that I'm cleaning this dining room out some. This is going to be a pre-theater. We're going to do some kind of session over here, and then over here in this cubby, I'm thinking about putting like a 4-inch TV, like a gaming station.
Mm-hmm.
And then just like a couch right here in the middle, and then all my son's toys, like a play area and stuff. I got a 5-year-old, so he loves Legos. So you got Legos everywhere over here.
Yep. And
So,
I remember Legos. Ain't nothing like stepping on one in the middle of the night.
Dude, who are you telling, man?
and then you guys talk Smurf Tube. I got Smurf Tube.
There's a couple.
You got Grouchy, Stingy. You got all the Smurfs. Yeah.
Yeah. And my rack's back here. This is where my rack is separate, just like yours. So.
There's a lot of them.
So yeah. So I gotta once I get the wires ran and stuff like that, I gotta get all that back up. I'm waiting on my 3D printer guy to custom build a plate for all these, so it looks nice and neat up there coming out of the system.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna do a wire trough.
You using a DCR lens for? You say you have NZ8 too, right?
Yeah, I got a DCR also.
Okay.
Lumigen DCR.
Oh, wait till when you said. I'm glad since you say you got a Lumigen. Wait till you experience LLDV. It's not. I don't know if you done that. Have you been using that yet?
With the new D? Yeah, I haven't experienced that yet.
The processor.
Lumigen.
I mean, processor.
Oh, what processor you have done?
He has the Lindorf.
The Lindorf.
Yeah.
He has the big boy Lindorf.
Oh, he has a Lindorf. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Don is on a different league, man.
Yeah. He's got 2 Lambos, and
he probably ain't gonna use that NC8. He gonna probably use a 900. You're on mute, buddy.
He bought the K word back when it was 30,000.
I know, right?
No,
Okay.
I'm buying monolith subs, man. I'm not on
Whatever, man.
Man,
They're just too heavy to be sold. Nobody wants to buy them. That's why you still got them.
Man, they said they call you deep pockets done over there.
Hot pocket, done.
That's probably better. Didn't you see that belly when it stood up?
Yeah, deep pocket dime. That's it.
But man,
Oh, man.
it's been a great, wonderful show, man. Thanks,
Absolutely.
Terrence and Mario. You guys have outdone.
Y'all gonna make me make a trip up to Hotlanta. Check
I know,
that
right?
theater out, man.
All right.
We might have to
drive
make a detour when we go from when we go over there to what is that, audio Vice. Might have to make a little road trip.
Yep. It's a long drive from Atlanta to Audio Advice.
Yeah, no,
you have to fly, man.
Atlanta's like
It's not
6
that
hours
bad.
from here. Yeah, it's
From
not too bad.
Atlanta to North Carolina, it's another
Like
8,
6 hours,
9 hours now.
No way.
What about in North Carolina though?
Raleigh.
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 It's about
6
4
hours.
hours. Yeah,
6
4 to 5
hours.
hours.
That's
6
it.
hours.
Yeah, 6 hours from here. So, all right, where are you?
I'm in the DFW. I'm in Dallas area.
You're in Dallas, and Michael, where are you at? Where are you?
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay, North Carolina, and
I'm from KC.
that's right. You ain't. Oh man.
Yeah.
The home theater
The home
capital
of the
West.
whoops.
Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Hurricane and losers. Yes.
So how's that? How does that 80-inch subwoofer sound, man? How does that feel?
It's a subwoofer.
Impresses Paul.
Well, I mean, I used to do audio composition,
Yeah.
so I've experienced 180 dB. So there's once you've experienced 100 and something that requires double headphones and or earplugs and headphones and once you've gone 300 miles an hour, a 200 mile an hour car is not going to impress you. I mean, it's cool. It looks amazing. It is crazy amazing. But I'm one of those price to performance kind of guys. I'm like, man, and I know he, didn't pay for it for a showpiece, dude. It's awesome. I would totally just set that up and do the whole Back to the Future, thing, like a picture skit, like totally with that thing. But yeah, it is cool. And, but I mean, physics is physics. It's 50 inches. It requires a lot of power to move that mass. And I mean, I don't know when. It's just not practical, right? It is a showpiece. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's nothing wrong with that. People have Rolex watches all day, every day. I can tell time.
People have kaleidoscopes, more than one.
Yeah, exactly. But it is impressive. It is an impressive piece of jewelry. I will tell you that. And it is, but man, $100,000 just for the speaker, and it's not just that. That's just the driver.
Yeah,
you
got to build
custom build a box.
Yeah,
and that's several hundred pounds just for the driver.
So
imagine the difficulty getting that in.
No,
You're not putting that in your normal, $50,000-$80,000 theater. Not
right.
Yeah.
It's not for the average consumer. It's
but man, it is. It's a
showcase.
It is pretty cool.
It's a cool thing, and if I had wake up one day and end up with FU money, maybe you'd have
to do
Let me build my whole home and theater around my new subwoofer.
Exactly. That's what you would have to do.
Well, actually, you could just tear down your false wall bass trap and cut a hole through it and back it right up to that.
Yeah, just in there.
I'll just call Ryan and buy a ticket.
Yeah, no. What'd be cool is you have a door to the box and you walk through the subwoofer.
Yeah, there you go. The subwoofer's highlighted with all.
Speaking of subwoofers, Chris has a question. Mm-hmm. Options on SVS, SP17 or JL Fathom, dual subs for both choices. Are the JLs really that much better, or can the SVS keep up? So I know someone that had the Fathoms, and they no longer have them. They went to JTR. So, and he's probably still listening, Mr. Chuck.
Yeah.
Right. So I think for home theater, I think that I've not heard either one, so this is just pure my opinion. But I think that the SVS is going to outperform the JL just because the fathoms are tuned at a higher frequency rate. So
I've heard.
I'm
You've
also
heard
I'm also curious who is saying that the JLs are really that better. Have they measured both? Because it looks like
Well,
that came
they're
from somewhere.
JLs are a great subwoofer.
No, they're great. I'm just curious.
what are the price?
Yeah,
I guess
they're
it's
pretty
really,
expensive.
they're
You can buy quite a few SVSs for
$6,000.
Yeah, I know
for a
that.
JL.
$2,500. Honestly, here's my look on that, or my perspective on that. 2 JLs off the cuff would cost you $12,000. You could get 4 of the SB17s.
Yeah.
And in order to get double the, to get that extra dB, you have to double each time.
Double your
right?
speakers.
So you got one subwoofer, so you have to double it, which would be 2. You have to double it again. So to get any more dB, you have to get 2 more to notice a noticeable appreciation. So if you could get 4 of the SVS, and yes, 4 SVS versus 2 JLs, they would be outperformed in that.
And you can couple both of those SVSs together, which makes them collate together. That makes them one sub. They have more cubic feet to work. They're outperforming easily. I've heard the fact
they're really nice. JL's really nice.
Yeah, they are. They sound great. If you, especially in a 2-channel system, just music, very, very nice, tight, clean bass. If you're one of those really conservative listening types where it's a dual type system for movies and music, I think you'd be very happy. But if you are more so like where we are with home theater, you're not gonna be happy with them because they're not gonna
I'll take 417s. Yeah.
They're not gonna give you the output like those SVSs will when it comes to when you want that authority in certain movies that's out there. It's just so you gotta look at it from that standpoint. And then there's the law of diminishing returns. It kicks in.
Yeah.
So you got
and SVS is a subwoofer company, right?
That's what they do.
That is.
So it says these go down to 30 hertz, filtered frequency range 30 hertz.
Oh gosh.
Well, that's the low pass. That's what that means.
That's the low pass.
The low pass is 30 to 130, so you can low pass it at 30.
Right.
You put it over something like that.
No, I put that in there.
So let's see the.
Now those have 0 or 180. So if you go to the SVS, I'm sure probably have variable phase. So that right there is probably better. 3,000 watts RMS short term, which I hate when they do that, like, because that's not continuous. So that means that's not the. But they're, there's one way to look at that. Are they being extremely honest, and everyone else is not saying, 2,800 watts RMS short term? In reality, it's only 2,000 watts. But remember, wattage. When it comes to wattage, you have to multiply it times 4 to get 6 dB boost, which is a lot. That's a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have any other subwoofers in your room, I'll go with 4 SVS.
Yeah. If it was me and I was on a budget, a JL, if you like the looks of them, or maybe they have a different feature that I don't know what all features they have, but I know the SVS have apps. They have. I just can't imagine them having
spreading them around the room too, right? Better bass.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was going to add that too.
Yeah.
Unlike the JLs, you can spread those SVSs around and give them seat to seat consistency, a much even bass response in the room.
I guess the question is, what's the size of the JLs? Because if they're a lot
13
smaller,
inch.
Yeah, 13.
I mean, as far as like the box size, like, are they smaller and compact and they perform close to these? Because that's a big thing. A lot of the times you pay twice the price because it's a smaller, footprint and stuff, and they're tuned different. But I don't know.
I want to say that I believe that JL is smaller than the SVS.
Yeah, 16.
So that could be
16
a big
inches
factor.
wide by 19 inches tall, 19 inches deep.
Oh yeah, those SVS are going to be like 28 inches or something.
Yeah, so the SVS is gonna be bigger.
Yeah.
More internal volume in the box is gonna be a better.
Yeah. So there's a big thing to consider on that too.
Well built.
And they're gonna dig deeper. It's just louder. So
yeah, I think there's plenty of subwoofers you can get. Like Bob is saying, you can get 421 GSGs. Like I feel like your options are plenty.
yeah, shout out to Bobby on that one. He's actually hate to be that guy. But, you know, when we talk about the DIY stuff, hate to be that guy, but yeah, you really.
But with that 12K, is that with an amp or without the amp?
I think it comes with the amp. 3,000 because it said 3,000 watts continuous, right?
No, I'm talking about.
No, he's talking about the GSGs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the thing he said that's 21. So do one or two 21s be more than you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And get the amp and still be enough savings there.
Yeah.
You know, so and you know if he's willing to even being
put that budget,
by
you're
Kevin,
unlimited.
Yeah, even if Kevin put them together for him, he's still coming in under 12K for 221s with an amp.
Oh wow!
I'll take a steak dinner any day.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Now I might have to.
Now you're going 21s instead of 18.
It's like, well, damn it, now I got to go 21.
So, let me have any of you guys experienced GSG stuff before? So, have you any of you guys heard any of their products?
I don't know about specifically
I don't know
GSG, but
I've had
but a lot of DIYs
use their drivers. So.
I think they were GSD dual Marty subs and stuff like that. Yeah, we have.
There's your dimensions, Paul.
We have a lot of them in KC. Yeah, those are
20.
20.
They're close.
They're pretty close.
Is that the SB or the PB?
This is the SB.
Oh, you gotta.
Yeah, they usually.
That's what he asked for.
Right?
SB.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's apples to apples. You're talking about seal versus seal.
Yeah. JL
doesn't make ported subs.
I would honestly go with the.
How you think?
I would go. I don't think you'd be disappointed with the SBS.
The frequency, for the money wise, the frequency you're gonna get more frequency response, lower.
What I got.
So
Guys,
it depends on what you're using them for too. So.
It's almost midnight, man. At least in our time zone.
I agree.
It's 1 a.m. for some of you, so it's been a wonderful show. I think we can continue this next week, right? And thank you so much, Terrence. Thank you, Mario. And
Terrence, just hang on for a minute, okay? We're gonna end the show. Just hang on in the
green room. Don't hang up yet. I'm sure.
So, if you would like to be a guest on the show, please send us an email to hometheaterhublive@gmail.com, Mario. So if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at hometheaterhublive@gmail.com so we can get you scheduled. As Ike said, we do have a couple guests coming up in the upcoming weeks, but we'll definitely get you fit in. And then please do all that good YouTube stuff, like, share, subscribe, hit that like button for us. Terrence, really appreciate you joining. Beautiful theater. Mario, thanks for walking us through the build process and everything else, because I don't think there's enough content on actually how to build a theater on YouTube. So thank you for joining the stream for that. So really appreciate that. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you on the next week. Have a good one.
Everyone.
Yeah. Good night.
Yep.